Yes, people, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I wholeheartedly offer whatever suits your time zone, but more importantly, I say blue morning to you because, in fact, it is the Blue Morning Show. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you entered the new year with good health. If not, again, I pray that you regain your health fully and enjoy the new year. Thank you so much for finding time to join the show. Let's get into it. Just a bit of setting here. I need to change so it doesn't look like I'm a ghost on the screen. Sorry about that. Okay, there you go. Perfect. So let's see what we have in the chat already. As usual, it is always interactive here. It's about those in the chat. It's about those in the panel. We're family. We learn from each other. So more importantly, thank you. And as usual, again, let me know if you hear me, if you're in the chat. As usual, the first to join here, it's Lam Lane, the captain of the house, is Blue Morning Kachila. panel and chat. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for finding time to join the show. Have been confirmed. Tochukwu Igbo and 1-0. Who has been confirmed? Who exactly? I want to know. And please, as you're coming in, be sure to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The likes do go a long way. The likes, when you like the video, it triggers the algorithm, which in turn pushes this particular stream to those who are interested with the topics lined up or the topics you have in the title of the show. So yeah, thank you. Leon says, please like and subscribe when you enter if you have not, as it helps the channel reach a wider audience. Yes, people, keep liking the video. I remember the first time I talked about, again, let me just finish up what we have in the chat first. There are only 3 right-back players in this current generation, Rius, James Dumfries, and DePaul. We were linked with DePaul. DePaul is also Argentine, correct me if I'm wrong, linked with him in the summer. So even before summer, I think he was the guy that was always talking about how he wants to play for Chelsea Football Club. But I'm just, again, I haven't the title to the most prominent of the names being mentioned. I think I'm missing one. Is it a Pororo? I've forgotten. But again, we want to look at some of those I have listed there. Chula, again, Luca Chula said there was no Enzo would join. Again, I think Enzo will most definitely happen. I'm going to use the analogy or how I explained it yesterday. Usually that's a saying that says there's no smoke without fire. At this point, there's so much smoke that it is not just coming from an oil on the stove, but it is fire proper. Something is burning. So it's Enzo will most definitely happen. To me, it just sounds as if actually it's been done 2 days ago. Just again, because the completion of the documentation isn't something that's done like this. We're talking about a British record fee, so it will take time for that to be ironed out. Okay, yeah. So Enzo worth 130 million. Can we go for 2 other midfielders with 150 million rather than spending it over one player? Says Tapa. Here's the thing. After Enzo, I don't know how much the club will be willing to spend. The truth remains, I think we'll be cautious. Even you could argue the price tag of Enzo or the quoted ahead. Thank you for mentioning that. Can you say specifically what position he plays? Yeah, so he's not one. Yeah, thank you very much for saying that. For again, if we spend that much money for Enzo, I don't think we're spending anything close to that at this same window. Because one of the reasons why it is being said that Enzo's deal is taking time, it's because of how much, again, the price tag. Plus, that's why we've been fighting to spread it over a period of time so we don't get into trouble with FFP. So after each payment, we'd have time to again balance the books and not fall into trouble with the FFP. Yeah. So we move on from that one, and this one here. Let's see. Again, the Paul is in the right back. Yeah, can you remind me again what position specifically? I know he's Argentine. Yeah, correct me. Atletico Madrid also. Let me see. A second. Yep, he's a midfielder too. Yep, so he's not a right back. Yep. Okay, let's go. Did you trust Potter? Here's the thing. I'm not going to say that here. I have my concerns about him. I still hope, again, there's a chance he changes, he learns from his mistakes, again, and take the process easily. I've always thought he's being drastic about implementing his style of play, and that has caused so much confusion. Because as much as we argue that the players are nonsense, the players are S-word, the players are crap, whatever term people use, again, to qualify how bad the players are, I still do think we should be doing better than we're doing right now. I still think maybe he's being drastic about implementing his style of play, so that has caused so much confusion. Maybe there's more to it, but the truth remains something isn't quite right. But yeah, we move on from that. Ruben Neves and Rice in J5 and Kovacic out. Good boy. Your name. Let's say Ruben Neves. Are we looking at him? I'm not sure. But I don't think we're looking at him, and I don't think we'll be going for him. If anything, from the Premier League, I think it will be Casado, or what's the Argentine also? How do I forget his name? But I think if we're anything, if we're going to go for any player in the Premier League, it will be Casado, at most Rice. But let's see what happens. Yeah, Argentine midfielder. Yeah, it's easy to get confused when you see something in the chart. You start asking yourself, what's going on? Do I know what I know? McAllister. Yeah, correct. That's the name I was looking for. If anything, we could go from him, from Brighton too. But again, the last time I checked his contract, how long he still has on his contract, I'm not sure how. Let me check quickly, because I was concerned that going for him would, again, you could say, cause of friction between us and Brighton. But at the moment, we have good relationship with them, so we should be cautious on how, again, they're not our players a shopping mall. But if a player's contract is winding down, in most cases, they may well be forced to sell the player. I'm not seeing, again, it's showing me McAllister. Just 1 second. So I'll make it just quickly. I'll be back with you in a bit. Let's see. I want to see the length of his current contract. Again, they will demand 60 million again. Yeah, again, it's business for everybody involved. Plus, you're talking about taking a player from a club in January, which isn't easy to replace a player, because it takes time to scout and find a good player to replace a player again in a hurry. So if you were like a June, again, yeah, January transfer window is usually isn't the easiest time to buy players. Like, for instance, in the case of Enzo, had it been in the summer window, coming summer window, he'd go for cheap. But if you're buying him now, like Benfica said, again, you have to pay the buyout clause. He just joined them not long ago. So McAllister, his contract expires, let me see, in 2025. So he still have like, 2 years left on his contract, which will be a problem for Brighton. So yeah, if they get a sizable fee, they might decide to keep him. But that's a chance also that they have, again, an option to trigger an extension, just as in the case of what's his name, the Belgium international, Leandro Santos. I think they've extended. Is he the guy I'm thinking? I think they've extended Leandro. They've triggered the extension clause on his contract, so he has to stay 1 more year longer. But that's, by the way, or maybe at least help them get more money, a sizable fee from his sale if they decide to sell him. Everyone say, look, Arteta. But one thing I can say, Arteta is working with Guardiola. He's a winner and player. But what about Potter? I get the comparison you're trying to draw here. Again, what we're seeing, it's concerning. But again, we could argue from now till tomorrow, it doesn't change anything. The owners are bent on giving him time. But the truth remains, that doesn't mean if he's running the team into the gutter that they will leave him. That's not going to happen. We have a technical director now. We have a very good structure. We have good scouting department. But more importantly, the technical director is the person that, if he looks at Potter and sees that things will not change, and sees that he's lost the dressing room, and sees that, okay, it's more than just about losing the dressing room. He doesn't have it in him. He will call the owners and say, this isn't working, and they will listen. And that's one of the reasons why they hire him. Again, to make sure the footballing aspect of the whole thing is going towards the right direction. I'd rather sign Joao Felix with small amount of spending. I don't want to laugh, but it's not that simple. A lot of work goes into this. And again, as much as we want the club to be spending less and going for top talent without spending millions and millions and millions of money, it will always be a mix. I think I talked about this yesterday. It will always be a mix. I think 3 category of players that the club was signing. One will be, again, big name players, established players for branding purposes, but you'd have to be good enough also for the club to buy you, even though, again, you help enhance the brand. 2 is youth. Youth in the sense of, again, having a path for the academy players to have a pathway to joining the first team and the other one is experienced players. You have to have those things to actually win things, if we're being honest. Now, that's why I'm going to try and catch up with what we have in the chat quickly. Go back to, again, talking about what we have listed, but usually this is my favorite part of the show, is talking about the topic you're bringing. But please, once we start talking about the structured topic, keep your comments aligned with that, so that, again, we don't go back and forth. When we go back and forth, that's when it becomes exhausting, because the brain has to switch gears to process the next thing. But if it's aligned, I'm fine with it. It doesn't exhaust me. Yeah, but let's see what happens. Good Boy says, again, let's maintain Porta till end of the season, but our current midfielder should be replaced. Yeah, I think as long as we're doing, you could say, relatively okay or relatively well, the club will keep him till the end of the season. But I think they'll be paying attention. Forget all those things you're hearing, that the club, again, will even if we don't make top four, no matter what happens, he stays for at least 3 years or that. No, it's business. If we miss out of Champions League, that's a lot of money, again, missed. Plus, again, it doesn't help the branding of the club. Plus, you only attract big name. You only attract, again, big name players, big name sponsors if you're winning things, if you're doing well. So, yeah, if again, but the truth remains, it will take some awful performance for them to decide we'll let him go, because ego is involved. They hired him in the first place, believing he's the man for the project. So, yeah, but if it's not working, really, they'll let him go. But right now, everything is it's still kind of 50-50, because he's one of you, lost a few. So, but that's, by the way, at the end of the window, we will have plenty of issues. We should first identify the players we want, then again, to leave and look for replacements than just buying everyone. I don't think we're buying everyone actually right now. I think the club probably have a list of players that they know will be leaving the club, and they would want to leave the club, because we're practically hitting the reset button. If you understand what I mean. Again, before I move on, if you haven't, we'll have 28 likes, but I believe we should be doing better than that. If you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream, and again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Casado would be a good fit. Plus, he's worked underground, Porter. But the question is, does the club want him? We don't know. Good morning, Coach. I would take Mitamo from Brighton than Leao. Wow, Chinedu. Okay, yeah, because again, I think usually when we see a player, I think you're basing this off of his performance in the last game. I don't judge a player by just, again, one game, really. You let him do that consistently. Let's see what happens. But I get what you mean by that. I think Leao, actually, you should just forget about that, given the fact that we're hearing that he's close to accepting, extending his stay at AC Milan, because he will sign a new contract extension. But and the truth remains, it seems like the club, again, Chelsea have actually given up on Leao, which is the reason why they're pushing now. Again, they've entered the race to sign Mykhailo Mudryk. But we'll follow that story as they develop to see what happens. What is the situation with Enzo? I would say it's practically done, because everything you're looking at out there right now is, again, they're all aligned to a certain a considerable measure and pointing towards a positive direction. So we'll see. I feel the Enzo deal, again, I feel this Enzo is like a Haaland situation for me. And hey, everyone, yeah, hey to you too, PJ Artist. I hope you're doing well. Mudryk agent will be at the Chelsea game on Thursday. The Undertaker CFC. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. Mudryk is one player that I really would want us to get, and I'll show you why. He's better than all the wingers we have in terms of his output at the age of 21. Oh my goodness, you should look at his output in such, again, how many games, just few games, how many goals he got and how many assists he got. Good day, Coach, and everyone. Good day to you too. Enzo, what more than 150 million? If you think so, again, the good thing is that it's looking like it's coming to us. And my brother Bobby says, again, big up, smash the like button, people. 32 likes. You guys are absolute legend. I think we're smashing it today. We're killing it with the likes. So keep liking the video and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, Porter cannot control big team players. He is mid-table manager. Share your thoughts on this, if that's how you see it. But here's the thing. I know you're basing your judgment on what has he won. I'm basing my judgment based on other factors, but it's clear that you're basing your judgment of Graham Potter is, again, What has he won? Has he coached a big team before? But here's the thing: Pep Guardiola was Barcelona's B team coach, and he wasn't born with all the trophies he's won. Same thing as again, Zinedine Zidane was Real Madrid B coach before. Again, he got the chance to take over the first team. I worked under Mourinho first, I think so. The trophies again he's won. He didn't come with it from when he was born. It's the same as Mourinho and all those things. There's a first for everything. There's a chance again if Porto is a smart guy, he learns from his mistake immediately and things could turn around for good. So again, I wouldn't jump to that conclusion yet, but I have my concerns about him. If I'm being honest, I don't know much about Mudryk. Is he? And he's on fire, really. Again, he's a special player. Again, you need to go again. Maybe his highlights will help you. I started following him since I think it was Kings. So every day during the summer transfer window, calling on us, go sign Mudryk, go sign Mudryk, go sign Mudryk. And I had to go research him and watch a few of his games. He is something special. And when I go into the again structured topics, I will start. We will look at his numbers quickly. Nicola Shearer breaking Chelsea willing to offer 80 million for Mykhailo Mudryk. Oh, Robinson Camby, thank you for that update. We'll look at it in a bit. Would you take Brahim Diaz from AC Milan? The player I want from AC Milan right now is Ismail Benessa. Honestly, since we're looking for defensively minded player, but he will be getting one special DM if we get him, given his ball playing ability, his intelligence as a footballer, his ability to read the game, carry the game, find solution in tight spaces and all that. To me, he tops the list of all the midfielders, defensive-minded midfielders we're looking at. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly again skip everything we have here, get to the very bottom, so that again, if I keep reading as much as I enjoy it, that's all we do for the day. I don't understand why we aren't looking at Japanese players. To be honest, Endo has the best successful tackles in the German league. Kamada stats are pretty good, and it is good at right wing back, right wing, and a right back. One thing again, they're very hardworking, a very good professional, exemplary professionals also. And plus, again, if you're business oriented, really, we should be looking to again. I don't know why we don't have Asian representatives at Chelsea. That hasn't happened. If it has happened before, I don't know. Arsenal has had one. United has had one good player also. Again, he stayed very long there. Tottenham still have, once again, Asian player. What's his name? Son. And these are all good players. You see, again, they're industry plus they're technically gifted. They produce some excellent talent in world football, for being honest here. He just want to, again, he just wants Arsenal. How do you know? Wachimbi, show me a video where Mudryk is saying he wants Arsenal. I want to see that. Again, people can, even if he said that, that doesn't mean it has to be Arsenal. And the truth remains, all parties involved, the selling club, the buying club, the player, I think has to align in terms of what the decision making for him to join a particular club. If Arsenal aren't paying up, and Shakhtar Donetsk, they have a certain amount of money, they believe the player is worth. If Arsenal aren't paying up the money, they're not going to sell him to him. It is that simple, really. So yeah, let me see anything else to read here. Just quickly, good day, my people. Long time. I am liking this new young Italian signing mentality. Todd Bowley is bringing into the team again for the future. We're set for the future. I'm just concerned about the immediate future of the club. And I'm being on. If I'm again, I'm being truthful here. Chelsea Blue, if you are going for Mudryk, best we get a Leao instead. No, I think I prefer Mudryk. Really, he's more aggressive than Leao. If you've watched them closely, they are again a demanding manager, but Potter is scared to sub a player. That's what it looks like. So I'm not going to argue against that. Chelsea should go for Leao instead. Leao will reject Chelsea next time they go for him after showing much interest, but going for other forward instead. Just like Kunde lost patience and chose Barcelona. The price that is being quoted for Leao, plus we have, again, like I said, a good scouting structure at the club. We have a technical director. There's a chance they all might have looked at it together and say, I don't think Leao isn't our man, really, if we're being honest here. Plus, again, Leao is on the verge of signing a new contract at AC Milan. So that may well be the reason why we said, okay, this one is done. Let's just turn around. try and get Mudryk, if we're being honest to ourselves. So I'm going to come to the panel and get Bobby's thoughts. Again, I think we should start with the topic, the structured topic, so Bobby can always come in. And please, if you're in the chat at this point, I've tried to catch up. Okay, it looks like I can. Let me quickly see if I can. Theo Hernandez, only play again, I take from AC Milan. Yeah, oh, that's another player in, again, for the right wing back position, or to Rivalry James. He's a fine player, but he extended. When we were looking at him at the summer, he extended, again, he signed a new contract, so that made it very difficult for us. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was what happened. I feel Leao is, again, a hot prospect, but not a generational talent. You can't call a player, I think we'll throw away that term, generational talent, again, like this. You can't say you're a generational talent until you dominate a particular generation. That's how I define it. If you see it differently, you let me know. He seems more of a super sub player. Mostly, again, we need a Felix. Yeah, again, I've said that before. I'd take Felix over Rafael Leao, given that, again, we're lacking a traditional, we're lacking players so capable of creating from the center area. And Felix is the man, really. But Rafael Leao traditionally plays mainly on the flanks. But Felix can play on the left, right, and centrally as a 10 or as an 8. The league level Mudryk is playing is in Division 1 here. I wouldn't get too excited. Again, there is some talent. There is some talent when you see them. Again, you'd recognize they're well equipped to do well in the Premier League, and I'm optimistic if we're able to get that. Is if we are able to get him. He's an exceptional talent, really. Plus, he's still 21, and at that age, again, I'm not really concerned whether that player will adapt. Again, will adapt or not. Usually, younger players adapt quicker than older players. I rate Kamada pretty high. To be honest, coach, he was the beating heart of the Japanese squad at the World Cup. So you're one of those, again, you want us to go pay another World Cup tax. But that's, by the way, I'm just kidding, bro. We have 39 likes already. If you're watching, if you haven't, please take a minute to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, thank you so much, guys. I think we made the right choice of signing Felix, definitely. Felix? No, we haven't signed Felix. I'm not sure where you're going. I agree with you, coach. I prefer Mudryk as well. Honestly, I take Mudryk anytime, any day over Rafael Leao, given what I've seen. We already know that the Man City will win tomorrow's game. Please, somebody talk to Potter to use the young players for the Man City game. No harm in trying 2-3 young players in tomorrow's game. I think we've talked about that before. Since it's a project, since he has the time to gradually implement his project, his, again, preferred way of playing, the youth should get a chance. Nothing to lose, like you said. So, yeah, I agree with you. I said, again, it's about playing players for their positions, their natural positions. And please, when getting Mudryk, Solin should leave. Okay, your club. I see. Okay, coach, I am having PTSD right now. This was the same process. We didn't get Kunde or Rafinha. Kunde's case, for being honest, I think we gave up. We decided not to go for him. But in the case of Rafinha, you could say something similar, given that, again, the rumors then was that he preferred joining Barcelona to Chelsea and all that. Yeah, but I get your concern, really. Hopefully I'm not going to have an issue with my screen today. That scared the heck out of me. Let me see. Why is this a freezing, really? Gosh, I don't want this to happen today. Okay, there you go. Let me try and catch up with what we have in the chat, and we can move on to something else. I'm not sure why is it freezing. I did the usual. Again, you could say, how do I phrase it? I did, again, the usual tradition, restarting the system and all that. So I'm not sure why it's doing this. So, Bobby, if you can hear me, let me just ask you a question while you speak. Let me see if this will sort itself out. Your thoughts, again, this particular, let's start with the topic we have lined up here. It's still giving me a problem. What is going on here? Okay, there you go. I think we can actually start with this one, which says that the view. Again, this actually aligns with the last comment I read, if I'm correct. The view is that Graham Potter is working with a squad built over multiple managers, so club owners are relaxed over results. It is anticipated the January window could be as busy as summer window as clearly continue to try and reshape the club. Here's the thing. I understand it will be a very busy summer window. It makes sense. I understand also, again, he has players, again, but to me, first of all, I have to say that that's quite an excuse for me, that he has a squad built, again, over the past 2-3 seasons for all the managers. But the truth remains, the same thing happened on the Thomas Tuchel. He used the squad, again, built by someone else. That's an excuse. But yeah, I agree. Let them give him, again, time due to that. But the truth remains, after the spending in January, if things don't turn around, I think he, again, if he is not able to turn things around, I think he gets the start. As much as, again, what am I saying here? As much as, again, just quickly, let me correct this. I didn't know this banner didn't go off. Okay, there you go. And what was I? Just quickly, let me try and catch up with everything we have in the chat here. Okay. I think Chelsea should go for Leo. I've read that one. Just a few things. I'm going to scroll to the very bottom so we can pay attention to what we have in the screen. I feel okay. I've read that one too. Again, the league level. I read okay. Kamada. Just quickly, I think we met. I think I went back too much. I agree with you, Coach. Okay, I prefer Mudryk. We already know that Man City. Yeah, again, if you feel like that, I still think anything can happen because we have the chance to bring in Kovacic, even have Hakim Ziyech if he starts. I think we'd do better. It's about, again, playing players for positions. I've seen that one too. Coach, I'm having PTSD. I've seen that one also. So let's see what else we have here. Mudryk, again, would be very beneficial to Chelsea. We need him. I think we need him. And I said something a few days ago. Honestly, if Arsenal succeeds, again, if Arsenal Football Club succeeds in signing Mudryk, they are as good as winning the league, really. Because his numbers at the age, again, 19 is something special, believe me. And he will slot into that team perfectly. But I'm hearing that they're concerned who's going to make way for him because all the players they have, they're good. But the truth is he provides depth. Again, and you can't play one player forever. The more depth you have, again, the more the chance you have in winning the league. Please like and subscribe, guys. We're at 51 likes already. I said it before. I think we are on fire today, and you guys are absolute legends. We're killing it in terms of the likes. So 51 likes already. You guys are absolute legends. I have to say thank you, thank you. And this is nearly 20 subscribers already into the show. I can't thank you enough as how quickly the community, Just a Perspective community family is growing. I'm happy again to see Monaco. Okay, for Chelsea. I'm not sure. Do a Leao scouting watch along. Seriously, okay. Milan are playing. What day? Let me know what day today, and let me see if I'm able to find time to schedule that. And bro, the vibe. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to all my neighbors. Good morning, my neighbors. Nee, nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. If you haven't, please go check out Nee Zion's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Nee, again, please do share the link to your channel so people can go check it out when they see it. Kachila, my personal person. Hey, my Niger brother, don't talk. Olushara Surulere. Again, nice to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. But coach, as it is, again, is it still possible for Chelsea to sign Rafael Leao? If the rumors are true and he ends up extending, just forget about it. Yeah, but at this point, I think the suspicion is that he extend and then it becomes difficult for us to sign him. We don't need him. Okay, if that's how you say, Potter should learn how to motivate players on the touchline. He is too relaxed. I honestly, Usman Ishak, I really don't want to talk about. I really do not want to talk about that because we've argued that for a while now on the panel here. I'm concerned as his you can say behavior on the touchline. I think you can sometimes, if you're vocal enough, if you talk to the players, you get the chance to correct some issues instantly and not wait until the first half until the player comes up. Sometimes, again, if you're that vocal, actually active on the touchline, it can help sway decisions to your favor during games. If we're being honest, but I haven't seen that. But unfortunately, that's who he is, and I don't see that changing now. If he starts winning things and we're doing well, I think we'll talk less and less of his behavior on the touchline or antics, if you want to say that. But that's, by the way, 156 watching. We should be able to get at least 150 likes. I think, yeah, that's correct. We should be doing well with the likes, people. We have 55 likes. I appreciate that. So thank you. What? Who's an Arsenal player? again, the form is declining under Porter, and players are not used again in their best positions. Where is Stylen not on the left, or Havertz not in a free role behind the striker? Even Aubameyang. Here's the thing: I'm not going to go into argument why a certain player is playing at a certain position. They should be able to adapt, really, given the age of most of them. If this can, this is the same complaint we had under Thomas Tuchel, and I'm sure you didn't complain this much when we were winning games and players are playing at a particular position. Yeah, Milan are playing right now. Oh, I can't switch to that until I'm done talking about transfers. But it makes sense. Maybe I'll plan watch along on the other channel for the next game. Plus, again, if he's extending, why waste our time on that? If we're being honest, Lucas Levi, I want Mykhailo Mudryk. Don't underestimate. Don't misunderstand me. But basically, he wants Arsenal. He watches them weekly and follows them. Again, calling Mikel Arteta world-class coach. Where? Show me. I want to see where he said that, really. How can we be talking about Mudryk when Arsenal is already in the race? It happens that Arsenal is in the race doesn't mean we shouldn't be going for him. And let me say something quickly. If you don't buy tickets, you're never going to win lottery. If you don't take risks, you're not going to be a good businessman. And I'm sure Todd Boehly did not become a billionaire by, again, fearing competition. Yeah, I'm quite sure he did not become a billionaire by fearing competition. So in this case, I don't think he fears, again, going in and say, look, we're more than willing to pay more than what Arsenal are willing to pay. And we can pay what you want and even add something to it a little bit. If that makes any sort of sense to you. So this is the first time we've seen a player who really, again, supports a particular club, but ends up joining the other. It has happened before. And again, so we should forget about the PTSD of Rafinha from, again, Leeds United to Barcelona, and we wanted him. We had to beat in. Forget about that, again, those things. Again, we have to do this. That's why we're Chelsea. We have to go in for players, even if other clubs are already talking with the player. If we're able to get him, fine. If we don't get the player, fine. Let the banter come. Again, it doesn't hurt me, really. Again, I'm going to be honest with you. Here's the link to Nizan's YouTube channel. Please go check it out and make sure to subscribe and let him know I sent you. Again, good morning to you too. I hope you're doing well, brother. Blue Star FC. We have Chukwuemeka, Lewis Hall, Hutchinson. They are ready for playing for manager and club, but they didn't get a chance. That is the point. Again, I am frustrated. Frustrated. Yep, we are changing nothing. No game plan. Okay, if that's what you think, our players are dead. They are finished. Again, we need a fresh players. We're working on it. That's why when in the January transfer window, coach, I rather Leao over Mudryk. Leao is more experienced than him. Let's be real, coach. Again, before Arsenal link, who is Mudryk? We started talking about Mudryk here since again the summer transfer window. If you followed us, 5th or 6th. Let's again imagine saying a coach is world class when he hasn't been a coach for not even 5 years. Exactly, that's the truth. And hasn't won, again, has nothing to show for it, really. I want to assure all Arsenal fans, guys, don't worry. Again, Mudryk is an Arsenal player. I believe, again, he's going to sign for us. Okay, you're an Arsenal fan. Okay, now I get it. And because you're an Arsenal fan, go check out our other channel. It's called Soccer Perspective. There, we cover all football clubs, not just Arsenal. Again, and I appreciate it if you can subscribe to that channel. Even if you want to be a panelist on there, you let me know so you can talk Arsenal. Benfica are reluctant to sell him again this window because they don't want to disrupt what is looking like a positive season for them. It is why, again, they are remaining steadfast about the 106 million, 127. Okay, or 127 million. Okay, let's see what happens. Just quickly, again, how does being a job now feels like? Here's the thing. I'm going to say, again, I have a job that I work from home traditionally, so that makes it easier for me. Again, I enjoy it. More importantly, I enjoy it, first of all, than anything else, but I get the question. If we're talking privately, there are other things also I will tell you. There are some positives, there are some negatives, but I don't want to start talking about it here. Potter should show a sign of ruthlessness with his selection. The so-called experienced starters are pulling him down. I think that's the case, and it doesn't look like he wants to drop him. But we see what happens. He has to field players who fits his style of play. But it looks like again he is scared to drop. He's scared to drop him. Plus, it doesn't look like he rewards performance overall. Jose Joe Chelsea should focus on academy boys like Lampard did and stop the useless expenses because these foreign players are struggling in the EPL. We also need a manager who believes in building young talents. That he believes in that actually, but I'm not sure what's going on. Our front line should be unselfish more. I agree with that again, and learn how to play one-touch passes and quick passes again, and be more open to looking for the better position player in the final third than trying to be the finisher when we get there. Coach, again, be honest, what's your prediction for tomorrow's game?
Coach,
Vibes, you're looking for my trouble now. I have to be honest. I have to look at some. Usually, before I do predictions, I look at statistics, and I haven't done that. I'll look at the insights. Maybe I'll do it for you, and then come with the answer for you again, Coach. Why always with Chelsea again? Transfer feels so hard and difficult. Benfica acting like they never did business with us before. Again, I am annoyed. I understand your concern, but this is not an easy deal. We're talking about a deal that involves, again, it will be a British record if it ends up happening. And plus, again, more importantly, if you're paying attention, Chelsea Blue, we're trying to agree on a payment structure that if both parties agree, we will not get into trouble in terms of FFP. We'll have a payment structure that allows us, again, after each payment, we'd have time to balance the books before making the next payment. That's how, again, I heard we got Nkunku. So we're even agreeing to pay more, but we'll pay them at our own, again, you could say convenience, so we don't get into trouble. So don't be annoyed, really. These things do take time. And if you're being honest, how long ago did we actually start talking about Enzo? It's not up to 3 weeks right now, for being honest. Yeah, so we're talking about, yeah, go ahead.
First of all, big up, guys.
Mm-hmm. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, I just wanted to ask you a quick question, and then I know
and
so
just
far
quickly,
this
Bobby,
means
I know you already know you can always come in whatever you want. Go ahead, Tebago.
Yes, just quickly. I know these links are just up and down. We're not sure what is going on. If you had an option to sign Mudryk or Rafael, who will you choose?
I would take Mudryk, really. I would take Mudryk, and I've explained that. We'll look at his numbers in a bit when we get. We'll look at his numbers. We'll look at Rafael Leao's numbers, and I have my reasons. Again, Leao again. Yeah, again, this is not me. I like Leao, but if I'm given the option to take either of the two, I would take Mudryk, really. Plus, he comes cheaper too if we're paying attention to the price. But that's, by the way. Let's see. Let's get Leao, and Leao again. Tebago, if we're being honest, before we start hearing that the club that we're looking to hijack, we've entered the race to sign Mykhailo Mudryk. That was after the news broke that Rafael Leao is on the verge of signing a new contract at AC Milan. So we should actually start talking about Rafael Leao less and less and less, because if he signs if he signs a contract extension, that puts the rest, again, the Chelsea pursuit of the player, because the truth is the new buyout clause will be astronomical, really, if we're being honest. He loves Chelsea and James. There are other factors, how much they're asking. Chelsea is good to hear that from you. Again, I'm sure you're not a Chelsea fan. Why do Chelsea try again buy everyone Arsenal wants? Is that really the case? I don't think that's the case, really. I don't think that's the case. Chelsea Smith, okay, thank you for saying that. Coach, if we cannot sign Leao, we had a better sign, Joao Felix over Mudryk, because we had seen him play in one of our European top 5 leagues. Here's the thing, Joao Felix is a different profile player from Mudryk, really, for being honest. But I'm going to move on from this one. We're such an awful club. Absolutely. Oh my goodness, the negativity. But again, everybody venting their frustration. Todd Bowling, playing real life FIFA career mode. Yeah, I take that one from you. We're playing that really. Will you watch any Premier League games today? I will, but I'm not sure I'm going to do any watch alongs today because I have a lot of stuff to take care of. So yeah, that's it for me at the moment. We'll go look at again what we have here. I've talked about this about Graham Potter, but I'm still saying I know it would take a lot to fire him.
Coach,
but if things start going again downhill and we don't see any positives anytime soon, I think he loses his job. Go ahead. So what you're saying, Tebago?
why did you let him to butcher Joao Felix's name? You should just tell him that is the wrong spelling so that he can get it correct. He just butchers that name.
No. I want to make heaven. I want to make heaven. Again, I'm not, so I have to be nice. We all make mistakes. Sometimes, sometimes what we hear. Here's the thing. Sometimes most of us, what we hear is the pronunciation of the name Felix, and to some probably thinking it was Phillips. It happens to all of us sometimes. I spelled some name wrong. Who's again? I think Chaloba. I've spelled his name wrong in most cases until I paid attention. Why those things do happen, but you get my point. So, Bobby, if you want to come in anytime, you can always come in. So we've looked at again, Tebago, your thoughts on this one here. I'm still saying again, this doesn't mean anything. Things has to change because if it doesn't, it is business for the club. They will start looking at a replacement for Graham Potter. Really.
Which one?
This
the
which
view
says
is
again,
that
the view is that
Graham is making.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then.
Yeah, so
Man,
go ahead. My
I don't
point is
believe
that. Yeah. To me, I think.
Go ahead.
Just 1 second. I want to check something here. I think my point is again. Yeah, this is sometimes. I think they give him time, but giving him time doesn't mean they let him run the club into the ground. If they're not seeing result, at one point they just let him go. For being honest, but I'm going to move on from that one and talk about the next thing. Coach, again, if I was Mikel Arteta, yeah, go ahead.
To be honest, from my side, I think what is happening at the moment, yes, we might not like it, but again, I'm just seeing maybe Grandpa is just evaluating all the players, maybe first team players that are already there, so that at the end of the season, those that are not good enough for this club need to be sold so that we can buy new players. I'm just watching it like that because, like, you can see, the performance and stuff is not good enough. So I don't know what went wrong because it started very well, but now the form is off, man. It's so annoying. So hopefully he fix it. But again, I'm just watching it in that way. So let's hope and see what will happen. But again, will be stupid from the owners just to fire Graham Potter now, if he doesn't finish in the top 4, top 6. Wait for him until next season, see the progression. If there's no progression, then cool. You can sack him and still get a better manager, but a project manager. Don't sack him and buy a sign like, for example, a Pep Guardiola or someone that is not a project manager. Go to the same route. That's what we want continuously.
Yeah, here's the thing. I think, he'll probably finish the season with us. It takes something extraordinary for them to fire him this season. There's a chance it happens. You never know. It's business for everybody involved. Even though, again, even I was, again, when I heard he was going to be the one to replace Thomas Tuchel, I was happy. But I'm learning quite a few things now that I've become so concerned. Yeah, that I'm over the fence right now. But that's by the weekend. We'll move on from that. And Bobby, if you're there, I know you're probably at work. Whenever you want to come in, you can always do that. But that's by the way, again, if you're watching, somebody got timeout. What's the name? Shei call.
I wasn't sure when to come in because
you can always come in because this is not where I ask questions. Where it's structured, but it's kind of everywhere. We're talking about Graham Potter right now. Just quickly, Shay, if you're watching, it was a machine that timed you out. It's not a human being. And you should use, again, emojis sparingly. If you use, again, more than three emojis at the same time, it will time you out. So apologies for that. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a situation right now where I don't really know what to think. And I'm not even sure at this point having too many strong opinions is productive. You know, yesterday I was on a platform. I'm always, grateful and happy to join these platforms. But after a while, I just left because we had somebody there who was, my goodness me, he went into a negative spiral and was left to talk for about 45 minutes to an hour. And it was so negative.
And you have to sit and listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of negativity that I just refuse to get into these days. I really do, especially when it's not based, when there is no foundation to it. And it's all what he speculated was going to happen. And I always believe that, in fact, I don't believe, I think there's some sort of scriptural basis behind it that, you can actually call negativity upon yourself. And this was what this guy was doing. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Ultimately, nobody really knows how this is going to pan out. We have a situation here where there are new owners that had to come and take over the club. They're trying to do something. They have brought in a new manager who it's left to be seen, what he can do, whether he would really be able to take Chelsea to where we want to be. We have a situation where, I mean, I thought it's quite ridiculous where, people are writing things that, oh, Potter has taken over a team that was a result of several managers. I mean, ridiculous. Nobody goes to a top club without there being players. You don't start in a club with no players. There's always players from other managers. So that makes no sense. That's not, it's this sort of comments that are, to me, they're pointless comments. Now, if we are making comments like, okay, Potter's now in a team where the management is trying to rebuild, then yeah, that is where we are. We're trying to get in new young players, probably trying to ship out some of the older players with less contract. And that's where we are. What I want to see from him tomorrow is to be able to mix more of these young players that were brought in as part of the project with some of the old, many of which are quite young anyway, and start to do some different things. Because it's from making these minor changes here that he'll be able to walk into bigger wholesale changes by the next season, or by or by the end of the season, or by the end of January. So I'm looking to start to see those changes. I'm looking to start to see the introductions of your Chocomeccas, perhaps more faith being placed in people like Chalobah, that sort of thing. That's what I'm looking for. He's shown us a little bit more of Zakaria. Well, maybe we need to continue down that path, and then we'll take it from there. The situation we're in is very serious, really. We're sitting 10th. It's not where Chelsea should be. It's not where we aspire to be. Potter's demeanor, his performances are concerning, but we can't deny that injuries, the injection of new players is part of the issue. and has inhibited the club. I mean, we look at people like Wesley Fofana off injured. Even when he gets back, he's got to play himself back into form. The same to a very large extent with Reece James and Kante. So whether we'll ever get those players back to form with what's left of the season, well, it's left to be seen, really. I think we can beat City. I'm going to throw another slant to everything. I think we
I
can
hope
beat
to see
City.
that happen.
I think we can beat City. I think he needs to, one, do something different, two, be tactically astute. This is the problem.
Does
We
it look
haven't
like he's capable of doing that, Bobby?
Well, we haven't seen it yet, have we?
We haven't,
Have we
and it doesn't look like tactically, and at least tactically, I don't think he can measure Pep Guardiola really, but I hope he does. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen any sort of real signs that, hey, look, this guy can make changes, can do things in game that can cause the best a lot of problems. City are an incredible side, but they always make you feel they're beatable. And that's because they come out and play. And there's no other way they can do things but come out and play because they have so much quality throughout the team. They have two teams in one squad. So, and the quality is right through. And when you have quality, quality comes out to show itself. I think tactically, tomorrow he has to flood the midfield. He has to stop them from playing in midfield. He has to stop as much of the supply line as possible to Erling Haaland and be physical, outdo him physically. He's faster, bigger, stronger, taller than any of our defenders, but there are one or two that may be able to at least put him off sometimes. And then the offensive players, if they can get into the game, need to make every chance they have count. It's possible. It's possible. It really is. City, playing them, you must be almost anti-football. If you can get ahead, then you play, low block and play for the counter attack, and you might be able to survive it. So I think we can beat them. I'm not saying we will beat them, and I'll say we won't beat them if we perform like we did against Nottingham Forest. But if he does these things, puts in, that young right back, perhaps try that. If he's good enough, play him. I'm talking about, is it Abu? I want to see those sort of brave changes. These youngsters, they have a lot of heart. They have a lot of determination.
We will talk more of that again when we get into the review. But again, you still believe he has a chance to improve things and start like I think you're one of the first that started talking how he should be brave in terms of the player selection. Select the younger players since the older ones and performing. The older ones they seem disinterested whenever they're on the pitch. But Bobby, you think he'd finish the season, right?
Who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? We can't keep this up. That's for sure. The owners have more or less backed themselves into a corner because getting rid of him now, I mean, how? He's brought his whole Brighton backroom staff. So that means if you get rid of him, you're getting rid of an entire coaching system, and probably will end up having to have Neil Bath coaching the first team, which may not be a bad idea, to be honest. For the rest of the season. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm just in a position where I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. Even about the transfer market and all this, people are talking about Mudryk, and I really don't know. I personally can't see it happening because I think Chelsea's being used to increase his price. if we see him tomorrow, then I will believe that they're in discussions. If we don't, then I just think it's all brown envelope stuff.
Yep. Again, when we get to that, I will also look at his numbers, but it's possible. But Bobby, how about those saying about PTSD from again what we experienced when we were going after Rafinha and he wanted Barcelona? Then I'm telling them, look, if you don't buy lotteries, again, tickets, you're never going to win lotteries. You don't. If you're a businessman, you take risks to succeed.
No, you have to go for players. Every player's up for grabs. I'm not into that. And I don't believe all this, he wants Arsenal. That's fantasy nonsense. Yeah, he wants Arsenal because at one time Arsenal was the only team in for him. But if another team comes in and shows a better project, he'll want that project. He's not English. He doesn't give a damn about anything we're doing here. He's just looking for a club that will fit him best. He has no allegiance to Arsenal at all. They are just a potential employer suitor. So I don't buy any of that. The issue is, does Chelsea want him enough to take him? And I don't know. That only time will tell. But it's open season for him. There's been no agreement with anybody. It's not like the Enzo situation where there is agreement. And
or even the Rafinha situation where we already Leeds accepted our bid already.
Yeah, Leeds accepted our bid, but Rafinha himself never did. So, it was not like the player wanted anything other than Barcelona. And, with Mudryk, not only is the bid not accepted, he has no agreement with Arsenal. So where these people get this stuff from, it's just fantasy. They just make this stuff up, which is another thing that makes me just get disinterested and not take any of it seriously. If he's available, go for it. This is the time to go for it. If you can. If you can't, well, it is what it is. I don't think Chelsea's after him, to be honest, but there you go.
I think from what we're hearing, I think it's gone beyond being rumors. Even if it was designed to milk Arsenal more, well, again, it happens. If we go for him, we don't get him, we move on. No Arsenal player will come take your dinner because we didn't get Mudryk, and you're not going to go take an Arsenal fans dinner because we got Mudryk. So it's just, look, it is business for everybody involved. Quickly again, I will start banning people. That's why you're there, and I've seen you're doing a good job. If anybody's being abusive, using hate speech, ban the person one time. That's why you're a mod, and I trust you, bro. Thank you so much for kindly saying that. And here is the beautiful game. He's trying to push me into his Potter out boss. I'm going to explain myself again, the beautiful game. I was on the fence. I've left the fence, but I'm still at the bus stop. Even if I see your boss, I'm not going to get in. I'm still looking to see if the light will come on in the compound. And if it does, I'll jump back in. But here's the thing. I support the club, and I have no option than to support Potter right now. I have my concerns, if I'm being honest. But the truth remains, I would say something. If things don't change, even if it's on a 20-year contract, the club will start looking at his replacement. That's just the truth. It's business. If we don't make it a top four, at least for this season, but it still comes down to how we fought for it, how well we did. If we end up being that we didn't get into top four because we were just quite unlucky, he's fine. But if we don't get into top four because tactically he's poor, he can't get the players to play as a unit to start as scoring those winning games, then we have a technical director who will tell them this isn't working. Because winning, it went to the business of winning results. If results don't come, big name brands will look away. It's as simple as that. Forget being Chelsea alone isn't enough to attract big name brands. But I get you, bro. Much love to you. And the poll which asks, do you think Chelsea will sack Potter this season? 45% says yes, bye Felicia, and 55% said nope, he will stay for 2 years. Okay. Now, but that's, by the way, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, you guys are absolute legend. The chat is on fire today, so I'm not going to be able to catch up with a lot, but I'll try my best. As long as what your comment is aligned with what we're talking about currently, I will talk about it. So thank you so much again. Keep liking the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you. I appreciate that. What else do we have here? This is a conversation without people again. This says, I'm not denying I never knew it happened. Honestly, just stick with it. I think he's just using it to banter us Chelsea fans because the second comment says, not my club, Arsenal. Yeah, we'll move on from that, really. I'm not going to read that. Nobody's perfect, but you're just bringing it now because there's a bit of animosity between Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans right now, given the rumors that we're trying to hijack Mudryk under your noses. So, yeah, I saw that myself, so I'm going to be careful here. Chelsea need players who work hard off the ball and with the ball. I agree with you. I think there's been an argument that Rafael Leao isn't that player, given that whenever he's not with the ball, he hardly tracks back. But my argument, again, I need to watch him more, maybe playing for Portugal. Maybe the way he's playing for AC Milan comes down to the manager's demand. Because maybe the manager asked, and this, people started saying a lot about how he doesn't work hard off the ball, especially when we played them the 2 legs in the Champions League group stage. Maybe it was down to the manager's demand telling him to stay there. So if we get the ball, we'll have an outlet up front. I don't know. I need to watch him more to find out if that's the case. But the truth remains, again, if you give me the two of them, Mudryk and Rafael Leao, I will take, again, a Mudryk anytime, any day. That's not saying Leao is a bad player. Again, it says, people come again. We cannot sign Leao for close to 150 million and still get Enzo. Yep, that's the truth. That's common sense. This transfer window, it would take something special, some beat down at the price to get them. Pounds. Leao is also renewing. I've talked about that today also. We talked about Leao renewing, which was probably the reason why the rumors about us again being interested in signing a Mykhailo Mudryk. That probably the reason why it caught fire right now. So good signs there. Again, you're not a Chelsea fan. I think we know that again, but I trust the Modric to handle things. Rival fans are welcome, but when you start again turning it into hate or again on abuse, then you get banned. Again, Leao doesn't help fullback. That's a good observation. Maybe you know him better than I do, but so there's a chance that's the case. And by the way, I love the goat avatar you have there with the horns. I love the picture there. Again, I hope he does well in Saudi Arabia. Chelsea wants to do the same mistake of signing Mudryk as they did on Aubameyang and Sterling. Don't compare those two players to Mudryk. Mudryk is something special, really. Even when Aubameyang is still younger, I think he's let me just say they're two different profile of players, so if we'll be honest. Any numbers to call it? If you want to join, you have to come to, again, message me via Twitter, again, and you have to be on camera for at least first 2 minutes so to know who you are, because something bad has happened to a lot of content creators in the past, and I don't want to see a repeat of that. Let's see what we have here. Some argument there. Kwasi, again, I don't think Chelsea is desperate to sign Mudryk. Rather, it's Arsenal is dragging their feet to accept any, to pay how much the Shakhtar Donetsk are asking. And again, the truth remains, there's a chance actually, like most people have said, there's a chance that Shakhtar Donetsk are the one engineering the rumors to push out Arsenal to pay the asking price. But I think Mudryk, if we're being truthful, is good enough for all the clubs to be looking at him. But let's see what happens. I'm going to scroll down and probably, again, Todd should... I think, yeah, I get it. I understand that one very well. Matthew Prince, that's true. Again, they are rebuilding by building these players in January and the summer. We will be, again, seeing our current players leaving in the summer, most of them. A lot of players will leave, but again, I don't think it will be drastic. I think it will be gradual. Even in this January window, not a lot of players will leave, really. Lucky Saint, nice to see you, brother. I know you're a Manchester United fan. I'm getting new ownership. It's like to be, again, Middle East, Manchester United and Liverpool. Okay, I get what you mean there. But that's, by the way, I'm going to move on. I'll try to scroll past, again, quite a lot to talk about there. But I'll try to catch up with whatever I can. If not, I'll be at the very bottom. But again, there's too much, really. Havertz is not a number 9. He will never fit in because he doesn't know how to. Well, again, here's the thing, I get it, he's not a number 9, but if it's a fluid approach up there, whether it's front 3, front 4, or again, where you have, in the case of 4-2-3-1, you can say it's a front 4. You have a fluid, again, approach to the game, application of the game. He does very well, even if it's positioned as number 9, but that's not really what he's doing. But that's, by the way, thank you for that. Coach, I hate the view Potter is using players by, again, other managers, but TT use players. Yeah, exactly. So that argument, I don't buy into it. It doesn't make any sort of sense. If anything, more importantly, I think he's being drastic with the whole thing. He should be, let me see, what are we seeing here? Again, please be careful how you time people. If that person is not abusive, if they're just expressing their opinion, please leave them alone. Okay, here's the link to our other channel. It's called Soccer Perspective. There we have 507 subscribers there now. For that particular channel, we cover every club. And if you want to talk about your club, Arsenal, Manchester United, whatever club it is, again, join us on that particular channel. Even if you're a panelist, we're looking for panelists from other clubs for that particular channel. So if you're good at what you do, join us there. Even if you're still learning, join us. We accept everybody. Okay, thank you so much for that. Again, Leao barely played in the World Cup. How are you using that again as a barometer? Yeah, again, good. I think good observation that he didn't play that much at the World Cup. Again, you have read that one. So thank you, people. Let's move on to the next topic. And please, if you're watching 81, see how quickly the poll got to 70 votes. But we're still at 82 votes, likes. We should be doing better than 82 likes. So please, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. That does go a long way. So the second topic here, quickly, I hope we'll be able to cover everything. Mitrovic, this is just a news update. It says Mitrovic will miss form versus Chelsea after picking up too many yellow cards. I like that. I like that he's missing that game. I think he's one of the most underrated attackers in the Premier League. I'm glad that he's been missing that game, but that still doesn't mean we should underrate form. They're playing as a unit. If we don't show up in that game, I think they will disgrace us. I hope that doesn't happen. A 2-4 scoreline for me, if City at best. Here's the thing. It just seemed as if when we play against the big boys, we show up. The problem has always been when we play against mid-table teams or bottom-table teams, again, what we call the charity FC factor, it's well and truly in existence, really, if we're being honest. The last time we played Man City in a cup game, we actually played very well. We had more XG than them. We created more chances than them, but we didn't just put away our chances. And then Pep had to change something in the second half. I think they beat us, was it 2-0 or 2-1? Lewis Hall could have had 2 goals on that day. I think Christian Pulisic could have scored 2 goals on that day too. We played very well. Again, I don't think we struggle against teams that don't defend deep. We only struggle against teams that pack the box, if you want to phrase it that way, which usually, again, translate to mid-table or bottom-table teams. But that's, by the way, we'll move on from that. I'm glad he's not playing because he's one of the most underrated, again, attackers in the Premier League, and he would do some damage if he gets a chance. Guys, please don't forget, again, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And when you get a chance, please do share the links to your channel again so people can go check it out. And here's the link again to our other channel where we cover every football club. It's called, again, Soccer Perspective. Again, if you can join us there, fine. Which one would you prefer to win tomorrow? Or again, FA Cup on Sunday? No, I want us to win every Premier League game. Cup games, I don't care that much about them. He could start the academy team, and again during the cup games. But again, I want us to win every Premier League game. That will help us quite a lot. Again, bringing us closer to getting into top 4 because we're actually, the difference isn't that much really. I hope we get back into top 4. If you're watching, please go check out our other channels. Yes, please keep liking the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're at 91 likes already, but we can do better than that. So please keep liking the stream and tell others about it. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see again. Guys, again, please don't forget. Yep, I've read that one. And I've answered my brother, The Vibe. Nice to see you. It sounds like you're into music. That sounds like a nickname somebody that's into music would go to. And I remember you asking me about the name of the artist, the music I played. So yeah, you most definitely will be into music. Let me see this one here. Our fitness level is really low. Do you think it's fitness level or something? I don't think it's fitness level, really. I think something isn't quite right, but I can't quite put my finger on what that is exactly. Again, I think Potter should up our level. Maybe that will make a difference. I don't know. Eddie, again, laughably, I'm going to come to you straight up. I want to get your thought on this before we move on, and then I'll skip the Mitrovic role. What do you think about this comment, again, a statement here? And again, good morning to you, Eddie. I hope you're doing well. Or good afternoon, where you
good
are,
morning.
most likely.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, thank you. Yeah, that he's working with the players he's got. Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah,
And
saying
I think
he's
that's
working
why,
with the squad built over multiple managers. So
yeah,
this is
that's a
just more
fact.
like an excuse for me. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, but that is a fact that he's working with players, but that does not, it doesn't actually take away the fact that he's not doing well with the players. These are super top class players. So that does not, because they are not, you can't expect the manager to come into a football club and then get all his own players in, 23 players or 24, 25, whatever it is. You still have to work with the players you have. So he still has those players. They are good enough to be higher than where they are now. So that's what I think. But if they're trying to sign, he's going to sign his own players and he's not going to remain in Chelsea forever. So obviously somebody else taking over will still inherit his own players. So I don't see that as an excuse for not performing. He can build his own squad over years if he can perform well, and if he stays there for long, then we can see. But we need to see signs that he's building something.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that sign. Again, if anything, there's confusion. There's no clarity as where the process is leading us. That's where I'm concerned. I'm willing to trust the process, but if I'm seeing a path, if I'm seeing a clarity, then I say, okay, I'll hop on the bus. But it's not easy. It's, again, a lot of question marks, really. But that's, by the way, again, I hope things change for good. He's a human being. There's a first for everything. There's a chance he changes and we start moving in the right direction. Again, then he gets the support he dearly deserved. If then you could, yeah, that is if we're doing well. But that's, by the way, Mitrovic, again, happy that he's missing that one. The last, again, this one from Absolute Chess, the last thing to be defined between Chelsea and Benfica for the transfer of Enzo Fernandez is how much Chelsea will pay in their first installment. That is what the club are currently talking about, and that is yesterday, the 3rd. Yep. To me, it makes sense, and that's something I've also talked about when the show started. That we're trying to agree on a payment structure where we'd have, again, the leeway to balance the books before making next payment, because that's a lot of money, and we spent quite a lot, really, for paying attention. We don't want it to get into trouble with the financial fair play rule and all that. So if you're on the panel, if anytime you want to come in, please feel free. That's not a problem. I think Molina is good in the right back. I think it's good, but he's still young too. Again, Nee shares the link to his channel. Nee, when you're sharing, please do let them the link you're sharing so they can go check it out. Go check out Nee's YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't. Last season with Toko, you didn't win the league. Yeah, we haven't even come close to winning the league. We've struggled to make it into top 4, but you could see that we're doing well. But it's too early. If I'm being honest, it's really too early to judge Graham Potter. But the truth remains also, we have to talk about things we're observing. If that makes any sort of sense to you. Potter isn't the one for Chelsea. I say Hunsu thinks so. We'll see what happens. If this is your first time here, please welcome and thank you all for finding the time to join and support the channel. If you're watching and you're not able to participate in the chat, thank you too, because you also, you provide value too. So we appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, people. It says, again, greetings from Dubai. Cheese really need a good place. T-Boy John, that sounds like an Igbo boy who's lives in Dubai. Let me know if I'm wrong. But nice to see you again. I appreciate you finding time to join us from the UAE. If the players play like they want to win, we wouldn't be tempted. But that's the reason why the players are playing like they want to win. Chelsea should have won the Premier League last year. As rival fan, you dropped 3 points to 4 points past season as well. Yeah, again, a lot hasn't worked in our favor in terms of us winning the league. There's always one excuse or the other. I'm not putting it on all. No, I'm not going to say everything is down to him. I'm just saying again, we should be doing better than we're doing, which comes down to the manager's tactics or maybe selection. But again, if we're being honest here, Keshawn, his selection has been awful. His selection has been awful. There are players at one point that shouldn't. Again, there are games that 3-4 games in a row that Raheem Sterling shouldn't have started that he started. So something like that. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. You had all Tuchel, that was same as well. Yep. Again, I actually wish Porter to be a Chelsea manager immediately after they sacked TT. Same as me. I'm being honest. Because he did again. I used to call him my manager, really, but I'm seeing more now, maybe because he's closer to us. Again, he's the first person that came to mind, but ain't too such about him anymore. You've been, again, Lavek Zulu, bro, you've been too honest here, and I love it. You had Tuchel last season, supposed to win the Premier League. You dropped 3 to 4 points. Yep, I understood that was what you were saying. We really needed to keep Potter, judge him in 18 months. 18 months is too much. Just after the season, I think they would judge him, no matter what you think. I supported Tuchel, but had enough after 18 months when we were boring and, again, predictable. Okay, I get the argument then. That's BK, nice to see you here. Greetings from Abuja, Nigeria. Greetings to you too, Dangwana Keke. I hope Abuja is well. Yeah, I'm not going to go into that, but I speak multiple Nigerian languages. But nice to see you, Dangwa. Welcome. Again, enjoy yourself, express yourself. Again, bring us the news if you have any. Bring your own topic. This one here, Enzo Fernandez will be sold to Chelsea. Everything is already closed, and River corresponded to a fortune that is close to 34 million euro tax-free. That's the money his former clubs, again, the club he was at before he joined Benfica, the amount of money they will get. That is huge, really. But that's, by the way, again, this was yesterday. I'm just going to go through everything there is. Again, we have lined up about Enzo. Then if we come back on the panel to get their opinion here, except if you want to come in at any time, Eddie, feel free, or Bobby, please feel free to come in anytime. Don't wait for me to ask you. You guys are OGs here, and again, and mature enough to know when to come in. Enzo Fernandez deal update. Chelsea and Benfica spent, this was yesterday too, I remember, spent the whole night in negotiations, but there's still no full agreement on key details. Are still waiting for Rui Costa green light. Talks will continue on Wednesday. The player wants the move, but he's now waiting too. So again, let me just ask quickly, if you're there, Eddie, your thoughts on everything we're hearing. To me, I'd say, again, everything points to a positive direction. I think it will end up happening. It's just that there's lots of conflicting reports out there. We're not really sure what's happening. But from what you're witnessing, what do you think? But before you do that, again, I'm going to close this poll, which, again, do you think Chelsea will sack Porter this season? 53% says yes by Felicia. 47% said no. He will stay for 2 years. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to end that when I have another question I want to ask you. So, Eddie, you go ahead.
The Enzo deal, I think, will be done. I think will be done because I read a report somewhere which says the director they were with Costa or something that's actually given the green light for it to happen. So I think everything has been agreed. The mode of payment and everything, I think, has been agreed. It's just waiting for the official confirmation of it. I think the deal will be done.
Just go ahead. Let me put up a poll. I'll join in a bit.
So, and then the one for Mudryk.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I think the one for Mudryk. I say that is not. I don't think if it was rumored that Chelsea were not actually in for him, or they're not in for him, the club would have denied it. But I read somewhere again where they say the director will be attending the game at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. So if there's nothing concrete there, I don't see Chelsea would have come out to put out a statement to say no, we are not in for him, or we are not trying to hijack the deal, or we are not trying to make our own bid. What I read is that Chelsea are trying to put in a higher bid than what Arsenal is prepared to pay, and it will be down to the player to decide where he actually wants to go. So, but
the rumors are that he prefers to go to Arsenal. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what we've been hearing, because that was when it was only Arsenal that was in for him. But now that Chelsea are in the picture, I don't think. And then if he's getting higher pay and the club is accepting higher bid, I don't think, except if it's really, really the kind of situation where we had with Rafinha. Rafinha's one was quite different because he made up his mind early that it was just Barcelona and Barcelona alone. But I don't know how true it is that Mudryk will only prefer to go to Arsenal. I think that would have happened maybe when it was only Arsenal in the picture for him. But now with Chelsea coming in, and if the director is coming to watch the game tomorrow, and Arsenal is not ready to put up a bigger bid than what Chelsea will put, I say it might just swing Chelsea's way.
Yeah, it might. Again, it's called a bid, which means, again, other players, other interested parties can come in and put in a bid too.
Exactly.
But again, yeah, but I think Arsenal took the advantage that we were so focused on that is, if in fact this is true, my theory is that they probably took the advantage in the fact that we're so focused on getting Enzo Fernandez, and they took that time to start talking with the camp of the player. Plus, they wanted Enzo too. But I think I don't know if they spent too much then to say, again, they'd be cautious as to how much they'd be spending this window, given, again, other clubs who are cautious, like Liverpool, they're cautious. They're not going to spend that much money, given how much they've spent already in the market for, again, Darwin Núñez and other players they've signed. So that makes it even difficult for them. So I'm trying to pull up their statistics of the two players we're talking about right now. We will look at them in a bit, their numbers, and then you'll find out why Enzo, again, what Mykhailo Mudryk is actually some special talent, if we're being honest. If you're watching, if you haven't, please do take a second, drop a like on the stream, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much from that Abuja brother there. Good afternoon, boss, watching you live from Colonel Danso. Omar Farouk, welcome, nice to see you, brother. Thank you so much, and welcome to the channel. What do you think about that, Felix dude, who said, again, the deal was done 2 days ago? Are you talking about Joao Felix? No, it isn't done. I think we're not even serious. I think the amount of money being called, being mentioned for the 6 months loan is even too much. It's not close to, again, again, even the highest paid players at Chelsea don't come close to that. So it's a risk. I don't see, again, I don't know how serious it is, but we're considering him, really. It all comes down to whether Atletico Madrid would try, again, consider renegotiating, because the fact is they paid something, again, the north of 90 million euros then, and he still have quite a lot of time left on his contract, so they will not be in a rush, actually, to let him go. And no way Mudryk is going to Chelsea. Again, the Blues need to... Okay, thank you. I don't know why I started reading that. Good afternoon, boss. Again, watching you live from... okay, I've read that before. You're welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Mudryk deal is getting close. Shakhtar president will be in attendance tonight. Again, 88 million fee. Enzo, 13 million. Riedler, okay. That is something again I have to decipher. We all know that Enzo is good, but I'm not very sold on price. Again, we want him now. They didn't want to sell him this window, but we want him now. So the only option is for us to trigger the buyout clause, and which we're doing that, even willing to pay more to get him. Gone for Kone or Alvarez need, again, a real number 6 like a Rodri. Yeah, but let's see what players the club is looking at. Enjoy. Who? Okay, Wikipedia. Mohamed Aita. Okay, I don't trust Wikipedia. But I get you. I think I understand a bit of what you're trying to say there. Same last season for Chelsea, just a bit lower in table 4 to 7. But again, given recent performances, I think most people are thinking it's worse than it was last season. To me, my concern isn't actually that we're losing game. The overall performance means, again, we don't deserve actually to win some of the games we've won if you're paying attention to the numbers. Okay, let's see. Again, this must be an Arsenal fan. You're welcome to the channel. Arsenal will not increase the second beat. Mudryk wants to play for Arsenal. His hero is Zinchenko. And again, hence, yeah, I get that. I get that too. Again, like I said before, I'm going to be honest. There's a chance this whole thing we're hearing about Chelsea entering the race to secure the signature of Mykhailo Mudryk may have been something being engineered by Shakhtar Donetsk to try to milk Arsenal more. It has happened before. This is not the first time. We'll pick Arsenal. Again, that's fine. He goes there. And again, like I said, it's called bid. We have to try to sign him if we really want him. And if it doesn't work, we'll move on. It's as simple as that. Mudryk is another Rafinha. So again, I don't know. He says, I don't know why we are actually going for him. Dembele would be a very good option if not Leao. Dembele comes with a lot of baggage, and I don't see the club will be again. Nope, the Felix Johnson dude for Enzo deal. Oh yeah, the Felix Johnson guy again. I trust him. He has his sources, and again, everything that's going on just seems as if he was right, and he's still claiming he's right. He's still very confident about the news here that we've completed the signing of Enzo. There's also Demasio who's saying the deal is done. There's also, and if you're paying attention, they're all saying nearly the same thing, just from different perspectives. Some are saying it's just some final details, but we'll get there in a bit. Yeah, it's a good one there. We'll move on to the next topic. I'm going to try to get whatever we have in the chat soon when I come back. So yeah, I've talked about this. Let's see, just quickly, let me bring in Roger. Roger, how are you doing, brother? I hope you're better. Again, you're becoming stronger by the day.
Thank you very much, so Coach, and Bobby, Eddie. Hello, everybody.
And unfortunately for you, we've moved beyond talking about your clients, so you can't you can't take us back, okay? We're moving on. But just quickly, your thoughts. I don't know if you're following the story surrounding Chelsea Football Club's pursuit of Enzo Fernandez. What are you getting from that? To me, everything is positive. It's just a few negative. Some people just trying to get clicks on that, saying the Chelsea's pursuit of Enzo Fernandez has collapsed. 2-3 people, but I know they're trolls. But from every 90% of all, or 99.9% of all the reports, I think they're all positive. But to you, do you see it again from how do you see it? Do you think it's going to happen?
It certainly does seem so that it's a done deal. It really does from credible sources too, like Ornstein, etc. So but then again, having gone through this last summer, with so many of the players that were done deals that I anticipated, just like I'm anticipating this to be a done deal, nothing shocks me anymore. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen something that we signed Pele this morning. Come on, it's it just until I see the contract signed and him holding up a shirt, then I take it, as a pinch of salt. But let's be honest, though. If I had to wager $1 for this, I would say it's a done deal. They're probably going over the fine minutiae of the details of the contracts, maybe release clauses or something. But it's probably they're wanting a 5, 6+1, etc. So it's and when it's this amount of money involved, it probably takes longer than your normal contract. Like if they were going after me. So let's be honest, it's in all likelihood going to happen. Do I want it to happen? I have my reservations, Coach. I'm not sure he would be the chap for us, but then again, I said the same thing about Silva also. So what do I know?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I hope you fail again this time. But here's the thing, Roger. For being honest, just like Bobby said yesterday. He's not going to solve all our problems. If we sign him and we don't fix all the issues we have in the team, the problem will still persist. He's not going to be again. I don't know if that makes any sort of sense. He brings something else. Again, we have all the issues to sort out for him to.
We have
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And we'll have to figure out where to use him to get the best out of him. To him, I don't think this guy again is well equipped to become again a world-class central attacking midfielder. I wouldn't want a situation where we'd play him deep. Even the Kovacic role, a hybrid of 8 and 6, I really don't want to see that happen. I think he can do more for us again than being that. But that's, by the way, just quickly again, say again, who's watching from Houston, Texas. Great job, brothers. Great job to you too, brother. Fellow Blue, I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you saying where you're watching from today. Done deal, nothing yet. But again, the only done deal I think who's completed his medicals, but we'll get that in a bit. I don't want to jump ship here. Kudos to all of you. Forgot about Mudryk. He wants Arsenal. Show me where he's saying he wants Arsenal, Damien, and I'll take it. Here's the thing. I know you're not a Chelsea fan, but welcome to the channel. As long as you're not being abusive, fine. Enjoy yourself and go check out our other channel.
Coach,
yeah, go ahead.
This Mudryk thing, this he wants Arsenal is just nonsense, as we've said. But I've just seen it coming up in Sky, Chelsea trying to hijack Mudryk deal. The more I see this, the more I just look at it as what they're trying to do is get Arsenal to pay more money.
Leverage.
Yeah, I really don't believe it. Unless I see it, I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's not a Willian deal, is it? No.
Yeah, they're trying to use Chelsea as always. As I said, if I see, deal agreed and that sort of thing, okay, fine. But for now, it's not even worth wasting any more time on it, to be honest.
It reeks a bit, doesn't it, Bobby?
Yeah, they're baiting.
Again, I hope that's the case, but we'll talk about this again because we started looking at him in the summer, really. But I get your argument, Bobby.
That's the case. I hope we are after him, but somehow I don't think so. I just think they're trying to manipulate the situation.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, Bobby. I love this player, really.
Yeah, so do I. I hope I'm wrong, but
but I get your point, really. I told you about Mudryk in the summer. Yes, it wasn't Kim, so it was you, really. Remember again, wish we went in earlier. Maybe Arsenal started talking to him a long time ago, and we didn't. And that may well have been the case. Breaking news: Shakhtar will walk away if 88 million valuation is not met. They will renegotiate in the summer. Again, they're very the strong negotiators. If we'll be honest, Arsenal fans are so much more fun. Okay, thank you so much for to listen to them talk. I would say that, Lucky, you're my friend, but don't. If you side with Arsenal, I'm going to block you. I'm just kidding. Enjoy yourself as long as you're not abusing anybody here. Enjoy yourself. And if you prefer, again, to listen to us talk to other club, join our sister channel, Soccer Perspective. We just hit 508 subscribers today. That's perfect. Would rather get a player who wants to play for your rivals. Chelsea surely know how to buy players. How do you know? Show me where he's saying all these things you're saying. Again, it's as simple as that. Mudryk is desperate to go to Arsenal. Okay, you might want him, but he definitely doesn't want you. What a good way to present your argument here. You're not insulting anybody. You're just speaking what you think is the truth. And again, Maggie, welcome and thank you so much for that contribution there. That's fine by me. I will move on. Again, I won't be reading quite a lot because the chat is on fire, really. Let's come back here. We've talked about this. Moving on to the next Enzo story. Chelsea and Benfica are now closer to an agreement over a deal for Enzo Fernandez that would be a British transfer record. And this is today. So things are changing again. Things are becoming even more, the reports are becoming even more positive. And they're all aligned who's going to come in, please do come in. This one here, I just gone blank. And this is another report also. Just 1 second. Yep, again, breaking up. Benfica president Rui Costa again has agreed to sell Enzo Fernandez. Jorge Mendes has traveled to London to discuss the sale with the Chelsea hierarchy as negotiations continue through again the night. This is again conflicting too. This says something different. I think again, why is Jorge Mendes traveling to London to discuss the sale and negotiations are ongoing in Portugal? So, but again, my main point here is that again things are going through, excuse me, towards the right direction. So yeah, good to hear. And this one, Chelsea representatives held talks with Shakhtar. Again, let's talk about Mykhailo Mudryk. Over Mykhailo Mudryk before Christmas. So it didn't start today. Again, if the reports are to be believed, before Christmas, and could pounce if Arsenal fails to agree. Some reports again are saying again that Chelsea will only move in if Arsenal fails to come to an agreement with Shakhtar Donetsk. Some are saying that Chelsea are already again, speaking with his Shakhtar Donetsk, and actually again talks are progressing and things are moving in the right direction for Chelsea Football Club. It's everywhere really, and that again that's coming from some strong sources there. But let's see, like Bobby says, there's a chance it is just again them engineering such to try to get Arsenal to pay the money they're asking. I don't doubt that one bit. This from Vince, my friend, says again, Mudryk's situation is complex. I don't think Arsenal are desperate because it's not clear if he will play ahead of, again, Martinelli. Are they ready to pay 80 million for a backup? As much as I hate using this language backup, again, when you are assembling a team, you want competition in every position. So when one player isn't playing, whoever comes in does a very good job. So in this case, I don't like the term backup, but this argument, you could say, to some Arsenal fans will make sense. And if you understand the Arsenal squad very well, you could say that makes sense. And he says, however, again, he can be a starter at Chelsea with Enzo Nkunku and lead a revolution. If not, Shakhtar could keep him. And that's what we're hearing. There's a chance Shakhtar keeps him if anybody's not willing to pay this money. And I don't know. Again, this argument makes sense, really. What do you think, Eddie? It looks like okay. Yeah, go ahead.
About you're talking about Milakovic, yeah?
Yeah. See what they're saying here. He says again about the Modric situation. It is complex. That's what Vince is saying. I don't think Arsenal are desperate because it is not clear if he will play ahead of Martinelli. Again, paying that much money, and he's again categorizing him as a backup to Martinelli. Are they ready to pay 80 million euros for a backup?
Yeah, exactly. I listened to I listened to one of the pundits on Sky Sports saying alluding to that same fact, that if it comes down to the player and then maybe his representatives, he will have more game time with Chelsea. He might be a starter even with Chelsea than for Arsenal, because Arsenal has got a steady team, a stable team where his only injury, say if he comes in, he plays on the left side, and they have Martinelli already, so he's not going to bench Martinelli. So he's going to be a kind of player just to come in and say if someone gets injured for them. But for Chelsea, he's going to start. He's going to be a regular for Chelsea. If possible, he's going to start for Chelsea. So if he's down to playing time, it's going to be Chelsea ahead of Arsenal, and Arsenal won't push as much as what Chelsea will be ready to offer. I don't see Arsenal pushing that high. If Chelsea is ready to bid higher than Arsenal, I think Arsenal will give up, except if the player has his mind set on going to Arsenal and Arsenal alone. That's the only place where they can box what's it called? Benfica, what's it called? The owner of the player, what's it called now? Shakhtar, to the corner, where they have to accept Arsenal's bid, because they might end up being the only ones that the player wants to play for. So that's the only thing I see. But if it's down to openness, say whoever comes with the greater, which Chelsea can overbid, can pay more than Arsenal in terms of wages and in terms of his transfer fee. So if it's down to that, I say Chelsea will definitely get the player. But it's now, we don't know what we just read all the stories, but we don't know which one is exactly the truth. But I think Chelsea are definitely in for the player if Arsenal cannot meet the demands of Shakhtar.
Yeah, he's one player. We'll look at his numbers in a bit. He's one player that I really do want at Chelsea Football Club. Coming to you, Roger, I don't know, you want to chip in that one or you want us to move on? Bobby, I'll come to you in a bit once Roger is done.
No, Eddie makes a good point, and I've seen it also where, because of Jesus going down, this acquisition doesn't make a whole lot of sense other than for quote-unquote depth. You know, they do need a number 9. That's what they're missing. They don't need someone, other than depth to come in on the left side. So, and that's an awful lot of money for someone or something that they don't need per se, barring injury. They really do need a number 9 more than anything. A replacement for Jesus. I know he's not your prototypical number 9, but in that ilk, or an actual prototypical number 9. So it just doesn't make sense. I don't know. I mean, and they're not renowned for splashing the cash. They're, you know, that they're just barely getting over their stadium debts and so forth. So, I mean, maybe it's a prudent thing to do because you build as you're getting stronger. Also, one could argue that. So I understand the logic also, but from an outsider's perspective, I don't think that acquisition makes much sense, to be honest with you.
Yep. Again, Max Maggie and Arsenal fans says Chelsea strategy: let Edu do the groundwork. They cannot, and just grow money at the target. We have again a very intelligent, again a good technical director of football in mind who probably knows about Mudryk before.
Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't agree with that. Chelsea have been linked to this player from last summer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
This is not the time. This is not the. I've heard of this guy. I watched his clip even over last summer. I thought we were going to get him last summer, you know. But Chelsea, this is not the time. It's not because Arsenal went in for him that Chelsea are linked to him. No, maybe Chelsea just cooled interest because they were looking at Leao, and I think they just opted now because Leao looks like he's going to stay with Milan. So not now. Chelsea, if we go back to during the summer, we see clips where Chelsea have been linked to this player. Even talking about Shevchenko as well, who was the manager of Ukraine then. I thought he was going to work out something there for Chelsea to get this player. So no. Chelsea have been linked to this player.
Yeah, that may well be the case. Yeah, sorry, you were saying something, Roger?
No, do you prefer Mudryk over Joao Felix?
I do. Have you seen him? I started following him since last summer, and I've watched a few of his games, really.
No,
yeah, I do.
I can't say I've seen a lot of him. I actually, do you know, Joao Felix is actually growing on me. He really is. Each and every time I see him play, he's growing on me. He's clinical.
But you can't come into the argument as to who's the better of the two players if you don't know Mudryk yet. But go ahead.
No, and I concede that. You know, I'm just talking about Joao. I'm not comparing who I want, but I'm just saying Joao is actually growing on me more and more. Initially, especially when he went to Atletico, I wasn't a big fan of his.
Here's the thing, quickly, if you don't mind.
No, of course.
Just quickly, let me correct something quickly. Again, had I paid attention, the first thing I would have told you, they're two different profile of players.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, Mudryk again stays on the flank. Again, his thing is to play from the flanks, but he can. While again, Joao Felix is versatile to play centrally as a 10 and 8. Or again, or either side of the flank.
Yeah, he's more. Yes, well.
Yeah, so they're two different profile players. We can actually have them both in the same team. But go ahead.
Sure, I think the data's a little bit skewed because of his tenure at Atletico, where he hasn't really been used at all to his potential. But I know
negative approach.
Oh, that's being kind, sir. You might as well put him in goal. Seriously, it's a joke. But I would say. But he's renowned for playing out wide also, Joao Felix. So, but I know what you're saying. Joao has been used more in a Jesus fashion, shall we say, than the prototypical like a Pulisic, for instance. So yeah, I get it. I get that. But I just the more I watch Felix, the more I really am getting to like him and thinking, you know, he would be a good fit for Chelsea. You know, that's just my opinion. He's passing my eye test, is all I'm saying.
He will be. The price tag is where the issue lies, really.
Well, he went there like 2 or 3 years ago to Atletico Madrid for like 120 million euros, was it? I mean,
yeah, something close to that. Yeah, but it was a lot.
Yeah, he was just out of diapers. I mean, it's a lot of golf balls, coach, and. The market is insane. It's monopoly money, coach. It's a joke. But yeah, he did go. And back then, like 120 was a lot more than it is now. A lot more. So it was an insane amount that he went for. So I get it. But I'd say, even if it's going to cost us 20 to 30 million euros to see what he's like for at least half a season, I say go for it. I say the plus side, the positives could outweigh the negatives. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and if we're being
Yeah,
go ahead, Eddie. You wanted to say something?
I think I agree with what Roger is trying to say. I think I agree because if he's only coming on loan, if they are ready to give him on loan, and we don't have Nkuku coming in yet, even if we're going to get Mudryk, we can as well get him as well to give that little bite up front for us this this season, the rest of the season. It's no harm, I don't think. And they want 18 point something million, according to what I've seen, pounds for the loan fee and all. So I mean, 18 point something. I know it might impact on our transfer dealings and all because it's going to go into the books as well as part of expenses. But I mean, if we're going to get Mudryk and we're not going to get Nkuku coming in, and Nkuku is not coming until the summer, then we can as well just try and see. And there are other players that can leave. Like I was reading somewhere there that Ziyech might be leaving. It's only a matter of agreeing with the potential club. He wants over 100K. So if he agrees to leave,
more importantly, matter of getting in again a replacement.
Yes,
because it's important. We're already thin. We're already very thin. But go ahead.
But Chelsea are still in for Arsene Zakarian as well. They're still in for that.
I haven't heard much about that one in particular.
I read about it. They said they are still in for it. You know, it was agreed, but because of what was happening in Ukraine, that's why the transfer couldn't go through during the summer. But I think I read somewhere that Chelsea are still in for him. They are looking to complete that deal as well. So if he comes in, he plays both right side, right wing, left wing, and also it might be the one to take over from Ziyech on that side. So if we're getting him, it's not that expensive. And then if Joao Felix can come in as well, and then we can get Mudryk. I mean, that front line all of a sudden has a different look to it. So I quite agree.
Can I say something just ever so briefly, Coach and Eddie? I apologize, but I want to say that I hope I'm wrong here. I truly hope so, but I'm more convinced each and every time I'm watching Chelsea play that Pulisic and Sterling are not our future. I can't put it any other way. I just don't think they're the right quality or they don't fit in the system, whatever it is. Maybe I can be proven wrong until the end of the season where they gel and they become clinical and they work together, etc., etc. I just don't see that transpiring. The more I watch them, we just played two of the, shall we say, lower teams in this league, and they look quite horrible, quite frankly. And the more I'm watching them, the more I'm convinced they're not our future. I don't know how else to put it. So I think it behooves us to look for replacements. You know, exactly. I just feel it's important, just like our midfield. You know, the only, I mean, our priority should be a rotational player for right wing back. You know, that's what I really believe should be our priority first and foremost. Other than that, then, you know, everything's up. But we need to change things up because and if we want to be a top 4 contender, I'm talking about. Otherwise, if you want to languish in the middle of the table, then please proceed as normal.
Yeah, and I'm going to say quickly again, it's something I've said before. Yeah, again, the long-term future is looking bright, but I'm concerned about the immediate future, and I think that's exactly how you rounded up your contribution right now. Which of these players do you prefer? Mykhailo Mudryk, 46%, Rafael Leao, 54%. We'll look at the numbers of both players in a bit before anything else. So thank you again. If you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. Daniel Crane, it's been like a million years. I hope things are okay with you. Please do let me know in the chat. Big up people. Need to stop mentioning FFP if they don't understand how it works. Why do you think we're doing this deal in installments? Because the total number for deal doesn't show on. Yeah, again, it comes down. Again, it's about FFP also to be able to balance the book between payments and not get into trouble if we give them a lump sum. Yeah, it makes sense. Then again, with that approach, we could actually do another deal. But it depends on what club you're talking with. But thank you for that. It's looking more and more like Mudryk will be going to Chelsea. I think, again, you must be trolling people, Riddler. And I like your name, by the way. But that's, by the way, again, that's how, again, we're able to sign players for big money because the final number on the deal is not the same number that shows on the books. So, yeah, thank you so much. But no matter how you stretch it, it's simple mathematics. Plus or more together, then you get the total number. So, but more importantly, the point here is that, again, we're going for installments to help us again balance the book after each payment and not get into trouble with FFP if that makes any sort of sense. Denox, Enzo is the better again than Mudryk. If you think we're not comparing them, the two different you can say profile of players. If you understand what I mean, Mudryk one thing Arsenal is not a secret. Check his Instagram. Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. I'll check that too. I usually stalk players that we're looking at it, but I haven't done that. Again, my Ugandan brother, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Mokisa Ivan, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining. Ampadu is playing. Oh, for Spezia. How well is he doing? Thank you for letting us know. Yes, you have to pay again eventually again, but by the time you have paid the final installment, you've made again. I think you're meaning to say you'll be okay. You won't get into trouble. It is easy to say he wants Arsenal when there was no other team looking to buy him. It's as simple as that. And also, there's a chance he's been following Arsenal. I think he makes perfect sense. But that's, by the way, Enzo, we cannot wait for you. Again, that is a lot of money. I hope he performs if he joins us. Amos Manesse, I hope you're doing well. Again, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. There's quite a lot to deal with. I'll try to get a few. Again, Liam, he tries. Okay, he has ties to Zinchenko, and their wives are also friends. He also has a passion for the coaches and managers at Arsenal. His thing, I really like Max Maggie. How, again, you can say polite, even though she's a rival fan. That's definitely a woman. She's a rival fan. Her contributions there, again, wow. Again, very, very polite. I like that, really. Again, I appreciate that. And like I said, go check out our sister channel. It's called Soccer Perspective. We're looking for panelists there to start talking about all the clubs there is to talk about. But thank you very much for being so polite there. And I'm sure Liam Lin will enjoy that conversation. Liam Lin says, please, again, if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I cannot thank you guys enough, again, for such a wonderful stream. And we still have, again, a bit of time to go. I think the reason we're going for Mudryk now is because the Enzo deal restricts us from getting Leao. I think for me, it's because, if anything, it's because Leao will most likely extend his stay at AC Milan. So that's the other option. Leao also sees us spending most of our budget on Enzo and now wants to resign for AC Milan. Okay, if that's your judgment, how you see the coach, again, how would it be, again, that this will be the point Arsenal crumbles and transfer title race? I don't see them crumbling, really. If they do, okay, I'll take it. But the truth is, if anything, the worst that could happen is that they won't win the league, but they will be in the top four. They will be fighting for the league until the end of the season. Why do I say that? They play as a unit. They have the spirit there, really. If I'm being honest, as much as it's painful to say, I have to say it. I hope most of these players were buying are able to play. I hope so too. BK says again, I would make a Mudryk any day. Again, I would take Mudryk any day. He's a Premier League player, physical, fast, skillful, and can beat his man, which we haven't had since Robin Eden Hazard, maybe, if you want to add that to that list. We have to sack Potter. Okay, I'm not going to go into sack Potter argument right now.
Order!
Yeah, exactly. Arsenal have financial problems already. This is why they haven't gone in big with in the market recently. During the summer, FFP was checking on them. Really, I didn't know that. Tell us more, please. Tell us more. I want to know. But that's, by the way, if City beat us in the league again and the cup this week, will the people calling to back Potter will have again the same opinion after those two games? Here's the thing: if I see the sort of performance I saw against the last time we played City, if we end up losing the game, I wouldn't again feel bad. We lost against City in the cup game the last time that Lewis Hall started. I was screaming my lungs out. We lost, but I wasn't really mad because the numbers again showed we played well. We were the better side. We had more XG. We just didn't win the game. So if we play well and lose those two games, I'll still be fine. Honestly, I don't want to be disgraced. I don't want to see the sort of, again, embarrassing performance we saw against Brighton.
Coach,
that's all. I don't want to see that, really.
This is what I was saying in the first 9 games under Potter's tenure. We were winning, i.e. not losing, but we looked poor. Yet when we played against, let's say, City, we lost, yes, but we looked rather good. And you know that if you extrapolate that over season, that means that you're going to win a lot more than you're going to lose if you're playing well. So that's just it, you know. Not always the best team wins a game. However, that was I was quite pleased with our performance against them. You're right.
Yeah. Again. Oh my God. Here's the thing. Let's see what happens. I can't talk again. I just want to see a good performance. I just want to see the fight. If we end up losing, that's fine. But thank you for saying that again. I can't talk enough as how many times you and I and some of the some of the panelists were arguing. Yeah, we have an unbeaten run record here, about 6 games there or 7 games, but we're seeing a lot of problems.
Coach,
yeah.
How's your knee since you've fallen off the fence? Is that okay?
I'm fine, but I'm still again. I'm at
Bit
the
of a
bus
limp.
stop.
Bit of a limp.
I'm at the bus stop. Here's the thing.
At the bus stop.
The Bluetooth again was here this morning and saying, did he just hear me say we should be considering other managers? I said, no, that's not what I said. The point is, I'm off the fence, but I'm still looking inside the compound. If the light comes on, I'll jump back in. It's as simple as that. Call it hypocrisy. I don't care. Again, at Chelsea Godfather, we need midfield help. We need that as soon as possible. Greetings to the Kachila, the panel, and my Chelsea fans. Aurora, nice to see you. Thank you so much for finding the time to join. I have to take a call from work. I will be back. Okay, Bobby, thank you so much, brother, for letting us know. I'm not bad again. I'm not bad again. I haven't watched the stream for a while. Been busy working as I got promotion. Congratulations to you. Again, bills don't pay themselves. The show will not run away. And thank you for finding the time to join today that you have time. But more importantly, Daniel, congratulations to you on the promotion. Yep, again, we understand. Work comes first. Again, the show shouldn't be a priority. Bills don't pay themselves, like I said before. Oloyede Muyiwa must be my Niger brother here. How many general signings has Chelsea made so far? I think you could say, when did we sign? You could say, again, Andrea Santos counts as general signing. David Datro Fafada counts as general signing. That's 2. And let me know if I'm missing. Excuse me.
Badia Shield.
Yeah, that's pretty much a done.
Yeah, Badia Shile, again, that's 3 general signings. Again, it's looking like it's going to be 4 and even more. And yes, please, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, we have about 20 minutes plus to round up and quite a lot to catch up with. I hope we're able to get there. West Ham joined a chairman, David. Sorry to hear that. Again, may his soul rest in peace. Never a good thing to hear somebody passing away because we have bonds with them no matter the age of the person. Yeah, I know how that feels. Again, you guys are all welcome. Again, I wish the coach will manage you guys well and give us a good result. Okay, the way you phrase this is I need to decipher it a bit. As a Chelsea fan, I'm ready to wait. Thank you. And that's the most important thing you do. You don't, again, stop supporting your club because the manager isn't doing well. The truth remains Chelsea is the entity you support. Whatever player they sign, as long as that player is still contracted with the club, you still support the player until they leave the club. It's as simple as that. I don't think we should be doing otherwise. So thank you for saying that. That's very delicious. Kimso, Chelsea will not prioritize a right back. We don't know. There's no way to tell. The window just opened 3 days ago officially. So there's still time. They are looking at right backs, and I hope we'll have time to compare the right backs we'll have lined up. I hope so. Again, Arsenal were put up on UEFA's FFP watch list back in August, so that may be problematic to them. Kimso, Celtic refused to say that Juranovic is not available this window. Wow, they are serious. Chelsea it's better to have a good owner that can spend. Then you don't have a good coach. Then to have a good coach, then you don't have a good owner. That's another one that needs to decipher into. But I think I understand what you mean. Man City will humble us. Okay, let's see what happens. Enzo Fernandez is going to flop just like all. Again, Kimzo, please, I just come down. I want you to go to heaven. So please change your tone a bit. Be a bit positive, really. You know I love you, but be a bit positive, bro. I think we need to try harder to get all these 3 players. It depends on how much they will cost, Lawrence. Again, even as we get good deals, again, allows us to pay again the money bit by bit. It's still problematic when you have to pay again 3 of that type of payments again within a period of time. I think it can still be problematic. The coach should as well again talk to the boys. I think you're referring to his behavior on the touchline, how he's not maybe the perception that he's not that vocal. But we'll see what happens. This one here says again, Shakhtar Donetsk are expected to reject Arsenal's improved bid for Mykhailo Mudryk as Chelsea threatens to scupper the Gunners' moves for the Ukrainian. What a player he is, and I'm still arguing if Arsenal gets him. I know there's an argument as to where he plays and who drops out for him. They're as good as winning the league. Believe me, the kid is that good. That's how again he adds depth to them, and if they utilize it very well, he'd do quite well for them. I just want to say Chelsea are attempting to hijack Arsenal's move for Mykhailo Mudryk with Shakhtar sporting director Darijo again set to travel to London for talks this week. Okay, I don't believe all these things really. We heard before again when we were still looking at what's his name. We're still looking at again the Dutch international that plays for Barcelona in the midfield area, De Jong. Okay. We heard he's traveling to England. Then he was traveling. Some say he was traveling for going to England for whose wedding? The Manchester United Dutch player wedding. And then he came out and say it wasn't about his wedding. Some say, whoa, he's going to London to sign for Chelsea. So yeah, I'm not sure about this. What if it's going to come into England to talk to Arsenal? You don't know. So do I think Chelsea really wants a Mudryk? There's a chance that's the truth. There's also a chance that this whole thing rumor is being engineered by Shakhtar just to try and get the player to milk more money from Arsenal, but you never know. Kimso says, okay, Coach Enzo will be world class. Now, exactly. Now I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. You're going to go to heaven, really. Even I'll write you again. If you want to get, what's it called? Reference, reach out. I'll give you one. Why are we still going again for wingers and attackers when clearly the issue are in our midfield? Christian David, here's the thing. If we're being honest, our issues aren't just the midfield. We don't get the wingers we have. Again, I don't know if maybe it all comes down to how the managers have played over the past 2 seasons is the reason why we haven't seen them done so well. But please, again, just look at again when we had Pedro, when we had Willian. Those are wingers that performed like wingers. Goals, contributions, assists, or everything they were just perfect for us. We don't have such wingers. We haven't been able to replace Pedro. We haven't been able to replace Willian, of which from what I'm seeing now, it just seems as if we let him go too early, really. And did you see his passes and everything? Do we get that from our wingers? No. The current wingers we have, no, we don't, except when again Ziyech is on the pitch. He's the only player at the club now capable of orchestrating such fine pass as the one that again Willian created for was Mitrovic. So yeah, I think we need wingers really.
One-on-one matches.
Yeah, exactly. We just have to balance what we're looking at. Go ahead, Richard. You were saying something.
Yeah, it's just that those Pedro, William, they had the ability to go by people. They had the ability with close ball control. They had spatial awareness. They were technical. They were clinical. We don't have that with Sterling and Pulisic. It's just, sadly, we don't. They're not in the same league. It's simple as that. Right now, if William and Pedro are 10 years younger and they're in our team, do you think Pulisic and Sterling would start? No, they're not in the same league. They're
not even close.
No, we have to be realistic about this. It's the truth, you know.
Yeah, it's just let me, Coach. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a sad reflection. This is where we are. It's like with the few exceptions, like a Kante, like a Silva, a Reece James, etc. This is not a top 4 squad. It just isn't. It's we haven't finished. We've been actually quite fortuitous to be in the top 4 the last 2 years because of the other teams had, let's say, choked down the final few games. We've been a very good cup team, you know, like getting to finals and domestic trophies, and obviously in the championship, you know, the Champions League. I mean, other than that, we're top 7 team, not a top 4. Just being honest, you know, you have to be honest with oneself and take off those, you know, rose-colored glasses and look through the game with a neutral prism of light. And that's where we are. We don't have the squad, and especially the starting 11 that we once did for the last 20 or so years. And that's just a sad reality.
Yep. Again, I'm going to catch up with the chat, come back. We have just a few minutes to round up to catch up with everything we have. It's quite long. And again, I'm not sure how much if we're still going to be able to do the comparisons in terms of the numbers of the right backs that the club. It's been rumored that the club is looking at. Chelsea Football Club is looking at. Coaches should cover. Yeah, I will do that in a bit. Just give me 1 second quickly. Could you look at what Potter said about the game with City? That's concerning, really. Again. The boys should play with a good character against City. Just show a fight. That's all I want to see. Big up again. This is my brother saying hello. Nee, remember, you can always share the link to your channel and tell people this is the link to my channel so they can go check it out. So thank you so much for being there. I know by the end of the season, Chelsea will be more top 3. I hope so. Again, that's huge. Again, did you pray for them in the church or at the mosque? I hope it happens. Come on, Kim Solesi again. I wouldn't mind Dumfries. He has, again, the Rudiger gene. I think that's what you wanted to say. Yeah, I want him. Again, he's my preference of all those on the list. Arsenal also lost him due to poor performance. Lost 2 in question. But that's, by the way, Christian David also with another. Ifeanyi, again, is a good, nice. Thanks so much for finding the time to join the show. I appreciate that. Chelsea Hart, I love your name. I must let you know. We have Silva in a back 3 is fine. In a back 4, he does not have anyone currently to help from midfield. And the other defenders, again, I have no idea why Chalobah does not play. I don't know why, really. Again, plus, yeah, I think you make a good argument. We need proper protection for our defenders. If we're going to be playing with, again, you could say players at that age and for lack of a better language. I don't want to say anything to look like I'm marginalizing a particular set of people. I say, Teddy, I don't think we need Mudryk. We spent a lot. We even bought Aubameyang and Sterling, but they have done nothing, no change. So we don't need Mudryk. Wow, what a way to come to the conclusion that we don't need Mudryk. We have been a cup team for the past 6-7 years. We only won the league the last time because we didn't have a Euro football. I think this is an argument, really, that, again, somebody said, what's annoying the Chelsea fans the most is the fact that we haven't won the league for a while. Yeah, and if you pay attention, I think that's what it was what it has been. Again, the pain and the anger and the frustration was sensing within the Chelsea community. That's really the case. Now Chelsea and a cup team again. We saw that last season when we lost 2 finals against the same team, but at least we got to the final. Really, the problem is simple. Stop playing stupid players over. Okay, the Logitech, I'm not sure what to make of that one. The mentality is terrible. More importantly, the mentality is awful, really. No fighting spirit, nothing. Especially, again, the derby game against Arsenal at home. Arsenal were playing as if it was a derby. They were more physical. They were more aggressive. It was, again, they had more. Again, you can see if you look at the team, we didn't see the spirit in that team, but we saw the derby spirit in the Arsenal team. We're up a team then again. When was the last time we were in league connection? I don't know. Again, I'm not going to do that mathematics now. Yeah, let's see. Anything else before I go back? Why are we not going for Felix? Felix isn't that simple. It's a complicated deal, if we're being honest. What else do we have here? Quickly, a second source has now told me today that Chelsea are keeping tabs on Leeds goalkeeper Ian, is that Ian or Lan Messiah? Which tells me that our interest is more than legit, more below on Eduardo Mendy contract talks. I don't know about this one. The Leeds goalkeeper, I'm not sure how good he is with his feet. Ty, let me give you this one. Go ahead with this one.
Atrocious.
Yeah.
Atrocious. I thought over the seasons that Leeds have been in the Premier League he would improve, but his distribution is still questionable, and there's not much logic if you're gonna say mend Leeds because he doesn't really have that skill set of being good with the ball at his feet. If you're gonna go for that goalkeeper, you simply just it's like you're saying you're just changing a band-aid. That's all you're doing. One doesn't work out, you're just changing and then you have to change it again because he is not good with his feet. He may be okay in terms of shot stopping, but he makes mistakes in terms of distributing the ball from the back, and he's not good and he's not comfortable doing it. So I don't understand. I don't think it's logical, especially with the type of goalkeepers Potter likes to work with. I don't think he fits that skill set because that's one of the reasons why I don't remember the goalkeeper, the Australian goalkeeper that they had. He wasn't really working for them, and obviously they allowed him to leave. So I don't understand this. It's a weird link. I like his shot stopping. It needs to improve a bit, but his distribution is a big red flag for why this isn't something we should be pushing as we're supposedly are. I don't understand it. It just seems weird.
Are you sure he's not the one sponsoring this? Because something I read has it that even what's his name, Bayern are looking at him. That's some funny news, really. Just quickly. Again, let me start because you were a goalkeeper during your playing days. I'm sure you know him very well, the Leeds goalkeeper. Does it make any sort of sense for us to be looking at him? Roger, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't know you were talking to me. You're going in and out. Sorry. What's the goalkeeper's name, gentlemen?
The Leeds. Let me just say the Leeds United goalkeeper. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Is it Elieno? Is the chap?
Is that Ilan Meslier?
That's the Leeds goalkeeper, right?
Ilan Meslier, yeah.
So go ahead, Roger.
Meslier. Apparently the S is silent.
Okay. For a backup, I know we're not supposed to use that term for a rotational player. A second string in goalkeeping, it is a second string for all intents and purposes. I wouldn't want him. I'd rather keep Mendy.
I would. Again, I don't want him either. Again, as his height is an issue for me. As long as if you're a good shot stopper and everything else, if you can command your area, not minding your hand, I'm fine with it. But I'm still concerned, and I haven't seen a situation a lot of times where you can say,
"I'm back, coach, just for another 20 minutes, though."
Okay. No problem. So, Bobby, since you're there right now, just quickly before I go to Eddie, your thoughts on our interest on the in the Leeds goalkeeper?
I don't like it, coach. I don't see what that guy does, to be honest.
Sorry, Roger, I hope I didn't cut you off, right?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, go ahead, Bobby.
Sorry, Roger. I didn't know who was talking before.
No. If anybody was, again, if anything, it was me that cut him off. So go ahead.
Not at all.
Yeah, I don't know what he does. What is so special? I've seen him pull off a couple of saves, but what is the point? We've got Slonina coming in, who's a young goalkeeper. So I don't know. I would rather we don't make the same mistake with Slonina that we did with Courtois. Courtois came as a young kid from Belgium. Rather than keeping him around the first team, although we did have Petr Cech then, and it was a bit of a conundrum situation, but we sent him off to Atletico Madrid. Sun, sea, sand, and the calm life. He met somebody, fell in love, and the rest was history. It was very difficult to get him back in the club again. So I don't know if we should be doing that. I'm not into this goalkeeper. I don't see the value in it. I really don't. I think Slonina is good, and another if we must get another. Bertinelli, okay, if he's not good enough, fine. We can get another. Do we need another? We need to try Slonina first, And maybe if a goalkeeper is required, then we revisit that in the summer. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't feel conviction in any of that. And a lot of things, to be fair, this window. I'm just, let's wait and see. But this guy, I mean, really, I don't know. I'll be keen to hear what others think, especially someone like Roger. I don't know what this guy's going to bring to us, to be honest.
Yeah, value add. I don't see it either.
Yeah, I don't see that. Again, I don't. Maybe, like I said, there's a chance he's sponsoring this. Talk about brown envelopes. I think this is one, really. So just quickly, let me get this and I'll let the voice's opinion regarding this particular rumor here. Coming from this guy, I trust him, really. He's been correct on occasions and I've trusted him. Pick up Kuchila and Panel. People in the chat, how is it going? Again, Enzo's deal held up because they want Chelsea to pay more installments, but negotiations are ongoing. Felix loan is still a possibility. Yep. Again,
Walk away, man. Just walk away.
I'm not into walk away again. Ty, you're just bringing that bad memories to me. But
no, just need to walk away, man. Just walk away. Just keep this.
Nah, it's not gonna happen. I think we'll get that one.
I'm tired of this nonsense. It's
yeah, I get it, Ty. Yeah, thank you, DJ. Big up, bro. I hope you're doing well. Bayan looking again. Yeah, I heard that too, but I don't believe that really. Chelsea players are afraid of taking the game to the opponent. Every ball is passed back to the goalkeeper. Keeper again. Don't know if it is their the coach's instructions. I'm not sure really. Again, Alba, Starling, Pelosi, Koulibaly, Aspi, all these players are just dead legs. Really. Francis Winter, I am late. Big ups, lateness is greatness, brother. We're about to round off soon, but no problem. Mendy really does get bad press. Again, he's a great shot stopper. Again, he doesn't get enough credit given how well he can actually do with his feet. He's not the best at it, but he's not that horrible, really. To replace him, you need a world-class goalie. We have the American guy coming in. He's there already training with them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Stuck with what we have. I think we can stock it out with, again, Kepa, Mendy, and Bettinelli. What's his name? Slonina, actually. Kepa and Bettinelli, if Mendy leaves, so to speak. Sorry. My throat itches. Up the Chelsea. Yeah, up the Chelsea indeed. Let's move on quickly. Eddie, you want to talk about the goalkeeper? We've been linked to it, so we can move on to other topic and call it a day soon.
Oh no, Bobby said it and Roger said it. I don't think there should be anything concrete about it. So we've got Slonina. If we're looking at anything, if Mendy is moving on, we just need to get another goalkeeper on loan. Hold that goalkeeper who is got more experience or something. But Slonina is there. We can't afford to truncate his development, just as Bobby said, what we did to Courtois. We can't allow the repeat of that. Let's see him firsthand and see what Slonina is all about before we start linking ourselves to a young, because the Leeds goalkeeper is about 23, 24. So
I'm not sure about his age.
I'm not sure he's young as well. So, but we can't go that direction. I don't think so, though.
Yeah, I don't think we should either. There are other. I'd rather we go for the Everton goalkeeper if we can sign him. Chelsea need Enzo Fernandez really. Again, yeah, I think we do. He makes a difference, but he's not going to solve all our problems like we've argued before.
Need a new team.
He's 18.
No, I'm saying Chelsea need a new team.
Yeah, we need a new team. Yeah, and it's going to be a gradual process. So anytime we find any good player that will fit into the project, just get them if we can. Great stream between Coach Chris and David. More thanks to you for the support. So let's look at the numbers. Again, I want to get an update from just quickly an update I want us to talk about that is concerning to me, and I want to start that one with AD quickly. Let me see if let me get it open here. Just give me 1 second, and I'll come back to the window. My goodness, it's a bit slow. Oh, just give me 1 second, AD, please. And I'll find it. I don't know how I misplaced it. You can talk about anything you want about the goalkeeper. Let me find the update quickly. I misplaced it somehow here. Again, if you're watching, if you haven't, take a second to drop a like on the stream and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I must say, you guys are absolute legends. Again, 140 likes. Oh, that's brilliant. I think that has improved over time. Yep, there you go. I think I have the update I'm looking for. So let's go ahead now. I'm going to do this. So, Eddie, I'm starting with you. So again, please, I hope you're paying attention just quickly. F11. So this goes up like this. It says, Graham Potter, listen, this is the comment of our manager, really. And thank you for the update, Liam Lynn. Liam Lynn, I really do want to, again, I saw it and I was shocked. He says, Graham Potter, again, quoting him, as much as we want to win, and I don't want to sound like, again, it's acceptable to lose, it's not. But unfortunately, part of the game is dropping points. It's not succeeding. You've got to suffer and get better. Even if this makes sense to any measure, you're saying this a day. Is it again? We're playing them tomorrow, right? A day before a very important league game. Eddie, your thoughts on this statement, really?
That sums up what we're talking about our manager. I don't know. I've listened to him when he was with Brighton, and it looks to me like someone who can talk very well, who expresses himself very well. So I wouldn't say this is lost in translation, because it's pure English. He speaks proper English. So saying this is shocking, to be honest. A manager going to a game after a bad performance should be more positive than this. Even if you get beat, watch the game last night between Newcastle and Arsenal. If Arsenal had lost that game yesterday, the fans would be more than pleased with what they saw. That's how to fight. If Newcastle had lost that game last night, the fans would be more than pleased with what they saw, the fight, the battle on the field. But for a manager going into this game and saying, and let me just quickly digress. Let me just quickly change the topic a little bit. I'll be unhappy if for any reason he throws Chalobah into this game and he has a bad game. I'll be really, really angry about that, because if you've not allowed this guy to play the other two games, all of a sudden this big game you want to throw him in. And then if, peradventure, he has a bad game, everybody's going to say, oh, that's why he left Chalobah on the bench and all. So if a manager is coming out saying this, and at the end of the day, we end up losing, I mean, it's already, this just telling us that we shouldn't expect much from the game tomorrow. That's just the summary.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Ty, your thoughts on this one, really?
Honestly, I'm going to be. I think I'm going to be one of the rare people that will say this. I don't really see what he said to be wrong. What I can say is that this is not something you should be saying one day before the game, because it does not send the right message. And what it does is, for the people that are extremely putter out at the moment, this will give them something new to banter him with. And also, it's like he's given an excuse to say that if we don't win the game tomorrow, you know why? Because we have to lose games to do better. It does not sound right, but I don't think what he said is wrong, because it's actually the truth. If you don't go through something bad, something good, you cannot come after that. So bad things have to happen before good things can happen. But I just think the timing of it is just off, because you don't say these things, especially one day before the game. So it looks like an excuse, like he's saying, don't expect much from the game because we have to lose to win. It reminds me of that good old song of Fantasia. No, but I'm not going to go into it.
What he said is a fact. But why not say again? I've seen managers, when you manage Chelsea, what you should be saying is something like, we fight to win every game. At the end of the day, we'll give it our best. We'll try to win it. But this again, fans are hurting, really. It doesn't look like he's paying attention. Even though this is not a lie, the timing is poor. I don't know how else to phrase it. I'm going to go to his lawyer in a bit. We have just a few minutes because I have to take my boy to school. Let me see what else we have here. We were second again. I think I'm getting the feedback here. We were second to Forest in all departments of Forest. Let's again let that sink in. If you're paying attention, and I think Potter still thinks he's Brighton manager. Yeah, exactly. You don't say that. You can't be Real Madrid team and be saying that. If he said alone, I'm not saying again he's correct, but there's something you pick and choose what you say. This can be, I don't know how else to say this again. You can say again, you can, like Pep Guardiola will say, you can't go all season without winning games, but without losing a game. But we'll try to win this one. We'll try to win every game. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need luck. There's a way again. You just polish it a bit to not sound negative, because to me that sounds negative. I don't know how else to phrase it. I don't see any single winning mentality in Porto. That's what it comes across as. Look at this statement. I know it is true. Unfortunately, part of the game is dropping points. Yes. How about it's not remove? It's not succeeding. That's worse. Remove this part. That is a filter it a bit. Remove that one and say part of the game is dropping points, but we will try to win the game. Really. Yeah, life happens, but again, you move on. Unfortunately for now,
I think that part can stay. After the not succeeding, I think the part, I don't know. It depends on interpretation, but I think
it's open for interpretation. But the fact remains, I think this one doesn't need the FBI or the MI6 to decipher it. Really, it's as clear as day. Unfortunately for now, Porto's magical football not working. Our players and confused on what they need to do. I think I sense confusion too. Again, I cannot see it changing anytime soon. How embarrassing, again, we have a forum above us. Ty, quickly share the link to your channel so that I can say something about it before we round up. We have a few minutes. Like I said, I have to take my boy to school. How do we expect a manager with this low mentality to boost the mentality of the team? It's concerning, really. Again, he doesn't pick and choose his words, again, very well. I hope I am wrong, but I think it's way over. He said, I hope you're wrong too. The mentality, again, Olusola Surulere. Again, the mentality of our coach with this quoted statement is, again, on Chelsea-like. Chelsea as a club has a winning mentality because we had been a serial winners. I am very sorry, coach. Again, you shouldn't be very sorry. You're expressing yourself. Even, again, as much as I hated Lampard is more positive in terms of the way he speaks. We're going to try and win it. Say that. Again, did somebody put up your channel link and I missed it, Ty?
No, it's in the description. I'm saying
okay.
put in the description.
Okay. So. I'm sorry again, but saying that before any game sounds like an excuse to drop points. Again, even if you have the worst crop of players, again, you should. This is unacceptable, really, and this is not the first time. Chelsea get Enzo or Leao. To me, again, Enzo over Leao, and this is, but we can have them both because they play the two. But Leao isn't coming, really, from what we believe in. What were the rumors that he's on the verge of signing a new contract at AC Milan. This is the link to TyTalkzCFC YouTube channel. Go check it out, please. Do that. Subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. We need to help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible because he deserves that. He's been doing quite well. Again, 20 away to 700. We can let him get there. Chelsea have been the unluckiest team ever since last season. Gabriel Nelson, can you elaborate? But quickly, I don't know. Let me start with Bobby. If you're there, quickly, please just take a minute. Let us know about what you think about statement. I will end with Potter's lawyer. I have about, again, 5 minutes more before I go help my son prepare for school. But Bobby, if you're still there, your thoughts on this comment there. I know you are at work at the same time.
Which one? About being unlucky or?
Again, the whole statement. Again, are you okay with this comment?
Potter, as much as, well, that's Potter, isn't it? He's not, he doesn't sound like a leader. He doesn't sound like a man who can rally the troops. He comes up with a lot of weak-minded garbage, to be honest. Why are you talking about losing? That shouldn't even come into your vocabulary, especially when you're struggling. If he talks about, yes, we're in the process of development, we have to dig in, we have to focus on making ourselves difficult to beat, using that sort of language. But his language is weak, flimsy.
Yeah,
annoying.
It is concerning.
I don't like listening to him. I really don't.
Yeah, it is concerning. Thank you so much, Bobby. Then let's go to his lawyer. Again, over to you, your client. You've seen him, again, he's implicating himself. So, Roger, your thoughts, so we can call it a day, please.
So, with all due respect, Bobby, I kind of disagree. Listen, he's not your prototypical Southern Alabama, rah-rah, we're going to kick their ass, No, he's a quintessential old-fashioned English coach that, you know, is pragmatic, he's not abrasive, you know, he's
Is he really pragmatic?
Yeah, in many ways I find him as such.
All right, go ahead.
You have to look at his style. Okay, now it may not be to everyone's taste. I look at Arteta last night and I'm thinking, you're a disgrace to your profession. If you watch the game and if you have a look at his outburst, is that how, when you have children watching, is this how you want to exemplify how someone should act on the sideline? I think not. You know, it's purely subjective. Maybe the younger generation, they want that. But to me, I find that offensive. It's the same with Klopp. Klopp goes over the top. I like Klopp. I rate Klopp so highly.
No, but we're saying again about this comment. Are you okay with this comment, really?
So I'd have to listen to it because things could be taken out of context. You know that. It could be the question, how it was asked. It could be the body language, the tone, the voice reflection. There's many different things. I don't find it that demonstrable. I really don't. Yes, it's true.
Okay, assuming this is the comment, is this okay?
I don't find it offensive. I don't listen. He's basically saying losing is part of being it. Would it be the most rah-rah thing to say? Probably not. No, but I don't find it. I find it's much to do about nothing. I think if you,
I wish we have a jury here.
Well, no, that's fine, and it doesn't have to be, because guess what? It only takes one person to have a hung jury. So guess what? I don't find it. Listen, as I said, you don't have to like him. I'm having my doubts about him, but I think we're making mountains out of molehills. And
he's giving us a reason to always look for the negative thing, mistakes he make, and run with it. No, he's giving us the reason to do so. But go ahead.
I don't look at it that way. I've coached before. It's like, you know what? I think it has nothing to do with the mindset of the actual players, instilling them a certain philosophy, etc. There's many things. I mean, are we going to prosecute him next for walking on the cracks in the pavement? His left foot touched 3/4 of a line. Come on, it's like, how petty are we going to be? It's like, I just find it somewhat offensive when there's other managers that are acting and bringing their profession into disrepute in some regards. I think he's quite innocent. It's a British style. It's his style also. He's not the most brash individual, so I don't have a problem with that. He's modest in some regards.
All right.
Again, my opinion, you know. Do I agree with everything he's done? No, of course not. That would be foolish of me to say otherwise. Am I defending him because he's English or because I like him, whatever? No, not at all. It's like he could be French.
How about possibly subconsciously?
No, because you know what? I looked at Conte, you know, the Italian. I absolutely loved his infectious, celebrations and so forth. But I thought he went over the top in so many other ways. You know, it has to be a happy medium. You know, I just find that we're nitpicking. That's all. More than
again, but he's given us a reason to do so. That's my point. Yes, we're gonna move on because I have to run. Sorry, you have something else to add?
No, I just said I beg to differ. That's all.
Okay, we have to run. I'm sure Eddie has spoken about this. Eddie has, right?
Yeah, I have, coach. But Rogers, truly is entitled to his own opinion. But I tell you what, Rogers, that is not acceptable. Most Chelsea fans would not.
Hello?
Which I really doubt. It is not supposed to come out. Going to the back.
I can't understand you.
He says this.
Yeah, your audio isn't Eddie. Your audio isn't helping. Your audio isn't helping.
Yeah, I said if it was. Can you hear me now? Yeah?
Go ahead.
I said if it was the we lost.
I can't understand.
Eddie, it isn't working. The audio isn't working, Eddie. It's really not working. Just quickly again, let me catch up with this again. This question here, I don't really know. I don't have the answer to that question. This is DJ responding to Chris and David. Luis Enrique, I don't like Luis Enrique. I don't think he's tactically sound to do that for us. Again, I have to run in a bit of people. Even my wife has actually come and opened the door right now. Sometimes we cannot blame coaches when the materials are weaker. If that's how you see it, Chelsea fans. Again, from Chelsea fan here from Malaysia. Keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you so much, AWH Studio. I appreciate you joining. Please make sure to subscribe. Tell others about the Blue Morning Show and the channel overall. Again, I appreciate all the love and how fast we're growing. We're family here. We're community here. So thank you. Yes, the materials are weaker, but also, it doesn't help even again when the engineer himself or the porter, how you want to say it, isn't again doing well. That's, by the way, sorry, some fans wanted TT out, which I found shocking. Some fans wanted, that's the truth. That's the surprising aspect of the whole thing. But I'm not going to go into what happened. AD, let's give it a shot again. Let's see how if your mic is working now. No, it's still not good. Probably again, you should go check it out. We're getting feedback also from you when I'm talking. So it's some should I call it crickety sound? We can't hear. We can hardly hear what just.
Coach, I can't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Roger, thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow again, we'll get the time to compare the players that we're linked with. But again, what an excellent panel today. Roger, especially, I like listening to him, especially when he started using big words. I love that so much. Of course, he's Potter's lawyer. Yes. So that makes sense. We have, you can say some of the best panelists in the community. I can boast of that. Because of them, the channel is growing. Because of you, the community is growing. Sorry, we stopped using the term channel. It's a community, and we're really growing fast. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow for another Blue Morning Show. Thank you to DJ for finding time to join. Olusola, one more thing. Again, there's absolutely nothing pragmatic about a Potter statement slide. The statement is about on the back of, again, non-performing players in a film. Excuses for one, lack of ideas about how to do to improve performances. Here again, quickly, what people need to understand: Potter is a transitional manager. Okay, he's here to lay the groundwork. Maybe that's what they're using for. So I have to run, lads. Okay, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I just believe Chelsea will still get better. Okay, so Eddie, quickly, let's see if you fix it. I have just about a minute and a half to go, please.
Can you hear me now, Coach?
Yeah.
Excellent. Please do it like that every day. Go ahead, Eddie.
Right, thanks. No, I was only just saying that the comments, I know Rogers is entitled to his own opinion, which is fair enough, but this comment at this time is a very wrong time to come. I was saying something, I said, look at when Chelsea played Real Madrid the first leg, we lost 3-1 Stamford Bridge, going to the second leg. If he was the manager, how would you now motivate the players to go and try? And then I read something in the comments there. We, Chelsea fans, celebrating that Mitrovic will be missing the game against Chelsea. I mean, that's how low we've come. We're celebrating that Mitrovic will be missing the game against us. And we're not celebrating that Haaland should miss a game against us. I mean, Mitrovic of all players, with due respect to Mitrovic shouldn't be a player that will be celebrating, that will be absent against this Chelsea team. So that tells you it robs off from the manager. The players are not. How would you now call on the players half-time if you're losing 1-0 to tell them, oh, go and give me the best, when you're coming out with comments like this before the game? So he's already telling them, oh, we don't have anything to play for tomorrow, so you can go there. This tells us Sterling is going to start tomorrow. Sterling is going to start tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a good comment. It's not a good comment overall. Eddie, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I have to run again. Again, I respect you and I trust you, but I'm sorry again. Do you have anything else to add to it, or you're fine?
No, that's okay, Coachy. That's okay.
All right.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that. DJ, no worries. That's fine. Again, January signings, just pay attention. I think there will be an announcement today. But Sheila, again, he passed his medicals. I'm hearing. So just fixing this for him. Again, I wouldn't go to the extent of saying not succeeding. I wouldn't add it to it because that's one of the, again, things he's mentioning. But that's, by the way, we move on. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you to, again, Shakti Powder. You joined Led Potter and know UEFA Champions League means we lack big players pulling power. That's the truth. But again, thanks for finding the time to join. This is greatness. Thanks to Bobby, who was on the panel with us. Thanks to Ty Talks, AD Love for Blue, Roger, my brother, as always, excellent. Again, stream today, delicious, I usually call it. Thanks to Liam Lane, the captain of the house. I cannot thank you enough. And thank you to everyone else. Please, unfortunately, I have to run now. Because I have to take my son to school and actually help him prepare for us. But other than that, see you guys tomorrow for another Blue Morning Show. And if by any chance we host a day show because the transfer window is open, I hope to see you guys there. Thank you. God bless us all, and bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.